Once again, the fourth quarter plagued the 2012 Westlake Chaparrals, as a trip to the Brazos Valley came at a price of a 35-17 loss to A&M Consolidated. Westlake returns home after back-to-back road losses and will look to turn the tide against yet another 5A powerhouse, the Knights of Cibolo Steele. UT's Malcolm Brown might have put Steele on the proverbial football map with a state championship in 2010, but in Brown's absence, Steele stormed back to the state title game in 2011, and in 2012, the Knights are 3-0 as they head to Austin. It's Westlake and Steele, and it's coming up next.
This winter, prepare to be amazed as Elisa's Dance Academy and the Westlake Symphonic Orchestra come together to perform a variety of holiday favorites. For the 8th year, audiences will be astounded by concert-quality music and dramatic visual effects in a stunning production perfect for all ages. Join us December 6th, 7th, and 8th as the Westlake Technical Entertainment Crew and Lexus of Austin present the Nutcracker Spectacular.
Welcome, everybody. We're live inside Chaparral Stadium in the UFCU broadcast booth. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell down on the field. Matt Nader along with Abe Garcia. We're bringing you the fantastic images, and of course we are very excited about tonight's game as Westlake finally returns home for what seems like an eternity after their 21-7 win over Cedar Park. Back-to-back road losses tonight. It's about getting on track and getting momentum into district play.
Yeah, and tonight it's about an opportunity, and that's an opportunity to take on the number 5 team in the state, coming off 2 losses as Westlake. And we got to look at Justin Stockton, the running back for the Cibolo Steele Knights. Played as a freshman, played as a sophomore, had 1,500 yards last year rushing. Coming in this season as a junior, really is the star player on the Cibolo Steele offense.
And you're right about that. He's not the only weapon. The biggest weapon of them all is actually the offensive line. They're big up front, they're nasty up front, and it's going to take an even faster Westlake defense to really slow these guys down. And Justin Stockton, yes, he is the main ingredient, but you can't forget about the other weapons. And when you talk about a receiver on a night where Westlake is going to try to crash all of the blocking lanes, Thaddeus Thompson is one of those wideouts that will give Westlake fits, but a fast defensive line, a fast front 7 on a team that runs the football. Pretty good matchup, and I know a guy that really likes good matchups. That's the man down on the sideline is Matt Nader. Matt?
Joe, I think, like I said before, it's just going to come down to execution on the side of the Chaps. I think that this Cibolo Steele team, they're coming off a 56-17 win to Kerrville-Tivy, a solid team as well. On both sides of the ball and on special teams, we're really going to have no mistakes, and the defense is going to have to force turnovers.
That's Matt Nader down on the sideline. His visit brought to you by Point Collision Center. Getting in a car accident is scary. Getting your car repaired after an accident shouldn't be. For a free estimate, give them a call at 444-1053. That's 444-1053, or visit them online at pointcollisioncenter.com. We take a look at the impact players right now, and of course the impact players brought to you by Ticket City. Ticket City has been providing fans an unforgettable experience for all sports and championship events for over 20 years. Visit ticketcity.com or call 1-800-SOLD-OUT for deals on great tickets. Ticket City, your local source for tickets nationwide. When it comes to Justin Stockton, we've talked enough about him, but one guy that makes a triumphant return home, his home opener, and he's also the Chap of the Week, is Chris Canner. He made a huge difference being that halfback, but in difference to a year ago, John, he was mainly a flat guy. Every now and then he got the opportunity to catch the ball in the flat, but he was a lead blocker. This time, because of the size of the offensive line and the push that they get off the ball, Darren Allman, along with Jeff Rhodes, basically saying, go get him, Chris Canner.
Yeah, and he will get some carries, but he'll also lead blocks. So he's a guy that's not always going to get the glory, but if you really watch football and you know football and you watch last week's game, you saw Chris Canner out there making plays whether he had the ball or not.
Indeed. When we talk about tough, hard-nosed running, I think there's an interesting misnomer that goes around the hills of Westlake, John. One of the things that we talk about in the history of Westlake football is, of course, going downfield, attacking wide receivers, big-time numbers. But there's been a lot of clatter about downhill running. Well, I've got news for you. We've had the Dornack brothers, we've got the Ballou brothers, and we've got a host of other running backs, including you would mention Braun Hager into that particular line of people, because Westlake's always had traditionally some very tough physical runners. This is not new. Ben Slaughter is not new. Alex Chavez is not new. We have seen these guys before. Tough kids that attack the hole.
Yeah, and I go back to Jamie Tyler, too, from the mid-'90s, and Brett Robin. I mean, just go down the list. Every year there's been a tough running back for Westlake, and no different this year, and they're going to have to lead them tonight.
We get a look at the captains on the field for the Steele Knights and the Westlake Chaparrals. And of course, we take a look at Jordan Stearns. He's one of the captains as well, along with Justin Roberts. And we see Evan Kutzer, the field goal kicker, as a team captain, the senior. And Westlake donning their brand new Nike jerseys here at home. The home Reds, they have won the toss, have the Westlake Chaparrals. In difference to years gone by, the white numerals are gone. In are the blue numerals, trimmed in white. The red Westlake W inched on that silver Westlake helmet, and of course the silver pants. So we are set to kick it off here. We'll take a quick timeout for the national anthem, but when we come back, it's time to meet the starting lineups and kick this sucker off from Chaparral Stadium in Austin, Texas. It's Friday Night Lights. Underneath them we are for big-time 5A football. You're listening to live coverage of the Steele Knights and the Westlake Chaparrals. This is Westlake football.
At age 40, attorney and Marine Corps reservist David Little was the picture of health until the left side of his body went completely numb.
We were on the phone while he was driving home when he suddenly stopped talking.
My dad had a stroke when he was driving me home.
I'm just really glad he ended up at St. David's, South Austin.
St. David's, South Austin saved my life.
Do you know what to do in an emergency? Visit stdavids.com to learn more.
At the Vince Young Steakhouse, we take pride that we are 100% locally owned and operated. Every recipe and dish is prepared from scratch with seasonal and local ingredients, ensuring great taste and consistent quality. So whether you're wanting a fine dining experience for 2 or a private dining room for 20, the Vince Young Steakhouse.
We welcome you back to live coverage of Westlake football. You're listening to us live on the radio, and of course you're watching us on television, the Sunday morning replay on YNN Sports, cable channel 1509 and the HD channel. And some interesting additions to that HD channel, folks. If you're watching Time Warner Cable, a big-time deal went down this afternoon. That's right, kids. The NFL Network cometh to Time Warner Cable. I am so excited, but not as excited as I am to see this particular game. 2 5A powerhouses, you mentioned, in 2010 with the assistance of Malcolm Brown and his state-breaking records in the championship game against Denton Geyer. He was able to run all up and down, scored 3 touchdowns in that game, leading Steele to its first ever state championship. They went back without Malcolm Brown last year in 2011, of course, failed in that game to spring to Caney. Now they're back here and back with a vengeance. 3-0 are the Knights, and they've all been impressive blowout victories. You can't really say that the victory that the Knights had over the Judson Rockets down in San Antonio was a blowout, because a lot of those games came down to the final gun, but it was a big explosive plays late in the third quarter and the fourth quarter that got it done for the Steele Knights, and it was 42-35, but that's the largest amount of victory. You talk about the Madison in week 0. This team has come to play. They're donned in the black pants with the white jerseys, black numerals, the black helmets with the S shield in steel on one side and their uniform numbers on the other. This will be fielded by one of the upbacks at the 22-yard line for Westlake. To the 30, to the 35-40, cuts it to the inside the numbers on the left side and brought down at the 48-yard line. Let's take a look at the Westlake starting offensive line as we head that direction. Down on the offensive line in the trenches, the young men getting it done. Judge Finley, Silas Connolly, Bobby Dwyer there, the senior, Taylor Works, and Garrett Willis. The receivers, the tight end is Zach Dansby. The receivers, Patrick Elliott, Harrison Lyons, Brandon Box, and we'll see Josh Latham in there as well. And also the backfield, the quarterback, Jordan Sievert, along with Chris Cantor and Ben Slaughter. Michael Barden is the kicker, and that is your Westlake starting offense. And they bring out a receiver here to the near side left in a pistol formation here. And under center is Sievert, a toss sweep here to the near side. And Slaughter is into the open, bouncing it outside the left hash mark, inside the 40, down to the Steele 35-yard line. So a good return on a short kick, John Nidell, and very good field position. A 16-yard pickup there for Ben Slaughter.
Yeah, and that's that toss play that they ran last week against A&M Consolidated that worked so well.
From the left hash, a toss to the right side. Slaughter looking for blockers, has Cantor in front of him, gets one blocker inside the 35-yard line as he bounces it outside the numbers, inside the 33-yard line, and a good sizable gain of 3 yards on first down. 2nd down and 7 coming up for Westlake as they move right to left on your radio dial and on your television screen, along on your Shap app if you're listening on any Apple device. Download it from the Shap app, download it for the App Store. to search Westlake Shapap. One receiver here to the near side left, Dansby the tight end. The handoff will go to Slaughter up the middle inside the 31-yard line down to the 30. Tough running, rugged running inside as the offensive line surges forward.
Yeah, so far offensive line has come out looking really good, and Ben Slaughter right there made a nice move right in the hole to pick up a couple extra yards. So far, Westlake's offense looking good. I like the fact that they came out with that toss play that worked so well last week, try to gain some confidence and some momentum.
3 wide receivers here to the near side left, one to the far side right. Canner on the right side. Check that, Slaughter on the right side. Now Jordan Siebert, no step drop, and he fires over the middle of the field, and that pass is low, intended for Patrick Elliott. And like you heard Darren Allman say in our pregame interview, if you're listening live on the radio, it's been a sore thumb on Jordan Siebert. And on 3rd down, unfortunately, the Shaps cannot pick up the first down, so it'll be Michael Barden to try to make something happen here as Rawlings has come on the field to hold, and now racing in with only 20 seconds to get this kickoff is Michael Barden. I don't think he realized that it was 3rd down already. Rawlings lining up right around the 37-yard line. This will be a 47-yard field goal try for Michael Barden, who is 1 of 5 on the year. The snap is down. The kick is up. The kick is a line drive kick, and it is good from 47 yards out. Michael Barden has put the Chaps on the board first with 10:32 to play first quarter. It's Westlake 3, Steele nothing. This is Westlake football.
For 102 years, the Coverts have set the standard for car dealers in Central Texas. Hi, I'm Jenny Covert, and your parents, grandparents, and even some of your great-grandparents have shopped with my family. Our service, our inventory, and of course, our low Covert price are the reasons over 1 million customers come back again and again. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Auto Group, Austin, Bastrop, and Hutto.
On game days, you see me running out here with close to 100 other people. It's a team effort. It takes all of us to make UT football a success. It's a lot like you and your finances. You need to surround yourself with the best people in the business. That's where University Federal Credit Union comes in. The UFCU team works hard to make sure your financial game plan is always in shape. University of Texas Athletics and University Federal. So close, we share the same name.
And we welcome you back to live coverage here of Westlake football. Westlake and Steele with that scoring drive of 5 plays, 21 yards, took 1:21 off the clock, 47-yard field goal good for Michael Barden, who is 1 of 5, now 2 of 6. That's really a confidence booster because make no mistake about it, Michael Barden has a Division I leg on that right leg of his. He can kick it from beyond 50. We've seen him do it before. A couple of iffy calls in Temple, and his average would be much, much higher. But Michael Barden, really that equalizer when a drive like that stalls on a 3rd and mid-range play, John, and you're on your side of the field and you can get a 47-yarder to get points on the board. That's just a huge, huge weapon for the Chaparrals.
Yeah, especially when it was a 47-yard field goal that Michael Barden would probably tell you he didn't hit as well as he could have.
Michael Barden puts his right leg into this one. This is going to drive D'Angelo Wallace into the end zone. He's going to let it bounce out of the back of the end zone, and as it rolls forward, tonight's kickoff presented by Texas Honey Ham Company. Kick off your Saturday or any day with breakfast at Texas Honey Ham Company. No matter what, when your day starts, you'll always have breakfast waiting at the Texas Honey Ham Company. We take a look at the defensive line. The starters for Westlake, Anthony Patino, Breckin Hager, and Mason Pitts there in the middle as the nose guard. We take a look at the linebackers here, outside and in. Outside, Karsten Hood, who had a whale of a game against A&M Consolidated, 10 total tackles. Noah Thompson, the fisherman out there on the other outside linebacker position. Inside is Hudson Hall, the sophomore, and Jacob Mansour. We'll get you the secondary here in just a moment after this first play. The handoff will go to Justin Stockton. Stockton angling his way past the 25, out to the 29-yard line, a pickup of 4. We'll take a look at the defensive backs here. On the corners, Bennett Huddleston and Carson Spencer, and in the middle, John Dodd and Jack Meredith, who are really just gritting their teeth, prepared for a heavy rush ball game. And Justin Stockton with that 4-yard gain sets up 2nd down and 6, the nose of the football just inside the 30-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the far side left. Moen going in motion. We'll get you the Steele offense here. Starters as Jalen Harris goes in motion here to the near side. Inside handoff to Stockton. Wrapped up, stops, and starts again. Darts inside the right hash mark out to the 32 to the 33-yard line. So it'll set up 3rd and short across the line of scrimmage for the offensive line for the Steele Knights. Jeremiah Goodridge along with Justin Roberts. So the tackles, the guards are Marcus Wilder and Deontay Noel. The center is Kevin Lavelle. The receivers, Thaddeus Thompson and Matt Maley, along with the tight end Matt Moen. In the backfield is L.G. Williams. He'll lead the fullback. Justin Stockton, we've talked about him as the tailback, but Braylon McCullum, 23 of 34, 68% of completion rate there, 311 yards, has thrown for 4 touchdowns and a run for 2. And on third down, Justin Stockton wrapped up as he bounces it outside the numbers there. Check that. No, it's D'Angelo Wallace that got the carry, and he is short. 4th down and 1, and the Chaparrals have only allowed 9 rushing yards as out of the gate. The Steele offense has rushed 3 times, and now it's punting time here, but you have to be careful because Braylon McCullum will do some punting as well, and he will back up as if to punt. Sean Rawlings back deep to receive, who has talent as a returner, keeping his eye on the ball. We saw that last week against A&M Consolidated. Here's the punt. It's a high spiraling punt. Rawlings headed to the 31-yard line, hits it, and it drops. And it's a live football inside the numbers, and it bounces outside the numbers, and Westlake will recover. Well, just as I say it, I think I jinxed him, John. Just as I say that, Rawlings mishandles the football. Let's go down to the sidelines, and Matt Nader. Matt, again, we always talk about the good hands
John,
team.
I think you mentioned earlier, and I think we all saw how the Westlake offensive line really came out fast and strong. What I'm looking for is for these guys to utilize and take advantage of the 2 things that they have going for them as an offensive lineman. They know where the play's going, and they know the snap count. Those are 2 critically important functions of the game that they really have to take advantage of.
Thank you, Matt Nader. Down on the sidelines as Westlake starts in what technically is a wishbone set, and Rawlings in at quarterback under center, hands the ball off. Just a simple dive play right up the gut, and Slaughter picks up yardage out to the 41-yard line. 3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7 here as the tackle made by a slew of Knight defenders up front. Slaughter went into the hole and just ran into traffic. No true tackle there made. He just ran into a lot of bodies, John.
Yeah, and it's clear so far Westlake's really changed up their offense this week.
Now Rawlings in the game, and this time Rawlings is going to be brought down in the backfield in a huge play up front for the defense, and it's Jalen Maddox jumping the snap count on Rawlings and getting into the backfield for the quarterback sack. That's the 9th sack of the season for the Steele Knights, and for Maddox, his 2nd on the season. Maddox just shot through that hole and got Rawlings down. A loss back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and 10, and we'll see Jordan Sievert.
Yeah, they brought a couple linebackers on a blitz there and just outmanned the Westlake offensive line. But, you know, this Steele defense has forced 11 turnovers in their first 3 ball games of the season, only committed 2, so +9 in the turnover category. That's going to be important tonight.
So now Sievert on 3rd and 10 has protection, now steps up. Now he's pitches it out to the outside, and that ball is incomplete. Technically a forward pass to Chris Cantor, as everything seemed to be breaking down there in the backfield. Jordan had time, but the pocket started collapsing, and he ran out of opportunities. So 3 and out after the Steele offense was turned off the field. 3 and out go the Westlake Chaparrals with good field position and a 3-0 lead with 7:20 to play. We'll see Michael Barton on for his first opportunity to punt, and back deep to receive is D'Angelo Wallace.
Yeah, just really no receivers open down the field. He had plenty of time to throw. Mason Martinez, the defensive tackle, was able to get the pressure on Sievert to make him get rid of the football.
Barton sends this one high, spiraling. Wallace catches it at the 21-yard line and now reverses his field. Coming across the field, trying to turn the corner, and does to the 30, 35, 40. Stutter steps just outside the numbers at the 41-yard line, and he's brought down there. And a good play in the open field by Dalton Brown, but there's a flag thrown on the far side of the field, and we'll have to wait and see what this penalty is all about, but it will be the first penalty of the ball game as Westlake with a 3-0 lead with just over 7 minutes to play in the opening quarter.
And if you're Westlake right now and Coach Allman, you got to be pretty happy about the first 5 minutes of this ball game. You take an opening kickoff and drive down the field
on the return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
You get those 3 points, and the defense came out, got that 3 and out, and now another good field position for the Westlake defense as Steele's offense goes back out on the field.
So it will be a block in the back, as we mentioned, and it will send the football back to the 22-yard line, and you have to remember D'Angelo Wallace fielded it at the 21-yard line, so actually nose of the football just grazing that 22, so just a net of 1 yard on that return after the penalty. So a big break there for Westlake's defense as they line up with 5 men in the box on the defensive side of the ball. The handoff to Stockton, and he goes down immediately. Wow, just a slew of tacklers there, and you're not fooling anybody in the backfield. Brilliant play by Westlake's defense there, and shooting through was Hudson Hall. He had the lead on the inside track, and he comes across the line of scrimmage along with his teammates, and Hudson Hall just absolutely drilling him and coming up on the defensive side as well and making those plays. believe I saw Karsten Hood in there along with Anthony Patino. Just every linebacker just streaking after the 1-yard loss. On 2nd down and 11, it's a play action and the bootleg here to the near side. McCullum trying to get out of one tackler, does another, and he crosses the 20-yard line out to the 23. So a lot of running there for Braylon McCullum, and he's able to push the ball forward for a gain of about 2 yards out to the 24-yard line. So they try a little trickery, and Westlake not fooled.
Yeah, this Westlake defense playing really well the first 2 series here. Haven't allowed any, you haven't seen a lot of running lanes for this Steele offense. And, you know, it's just a matter of time that the Steele offense will wear on you. So Westlake's defense, you know, can't rest on their laurels at all. They have to remain focused and remain hyped up throughout the rest of this ball game.
So it'll be 3rd down and 7. No-step drop fires to Thompson. Thompson with the inside catch, runs into traffic, and now drilled at the 25-yard line after he picks up 2 yards. And really, that was just not a busted play, but there wasn't room over the middle, and that's one of the challenges, as really Jacob Mansour blew that play up. He didn't have the opportunity to make the play, but Breckenhager was there, and just a clogged middle, and Thaddeus Thompson had nowhere to run.
No, and you're seeing disciplined football by this Westlake defense. Wherever there's a ball carrier, a Westlake defender has been there all game long so far. And it's, you know, they've really come out and played very well in 2 3-and-outs.
2 3-and-outs. Breckenhager cleaning up the rest of that play. And Braylon McCullum will send this one to the left side of the field, and Rawlings will catch it at his 40. To the 45, out to the 47-yard line before he's brought down out of bounds just inside the 50-yard line. It'll be at the Chaparral 48, moving right to left here with 5:09 to play as the offense will try to build on this 3-0 lead. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell. Down on the field is Matt Nader. And one thing that we have seen from this Westlake defense is they are not taking anything for granted. They are trying to tackle at the point of contact, and they've done so in the first 2 series.
Yeah, they really have, and they just need to keep that up because this Westlake offense, you know, you just don't know how it's going to go right now as they come out in the spread.
2 wide receivers here to the near side left, and now the handoff goes to Slaughter. Slaughter wrapped up at the 50-yard line, and a nifty play on defense there for the Knights. Coming in as Jordan Stearns out of that safety spot and just absolutely wrapped up Slaughter as he crossed the 50-yard line out to the 51. But again, good yardage gained on 1st down. It's a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, and great gain on 1st down. But Jordan Stearns coming up, making a nice hit, nice tackle. He's headed to Oklahoma State. He's a safety headed to Oklahoma State. He's actually been an offensive weapon for this Steele team the last 2 years. This year focusing more on the defensive side of the ball.
Now Sievert with a 2-step drop with 2 backs on either side. Open is the middle of the field, and there's the Chap of the Week, Chris Cantor, inside the 45-yard line, down to the 41, and it's a pickup of 8 yards at a 1st down. And you heard Coach Allman talk about it, as Darren mentioned, the middle of the field's going to be open when you play 2 high safeties like the Knight defense does, and Tyler Petoskey and Jordan Stearns.
And what Westlake's offense is doing great right now is just taking what the Steele defense gives them.
A back on either side, zone read play, and dancing is Jordan Sievert and Ben Slaughter, and they can't make up their minds, and it's a loss back to the 43-yard line, so it'll be a loss of 2 on the play. Take a look at the Knight defense across the line of scrimmage. Joshua Malin and Matthew Simmons are the ends. The tackles are Mason Martinez and Corey Stodd. The linebackers, Justin Garcia and Garth Tubbs on the outside. Inside is Jalen Maddox. The corners, Quentin Miles and Carl Cunningham with 2 interceptions and 14 tackles out of that corner position. And we mentioned the safeties, Tyler Petoskey and Jordan Stearns. There's your starting lineup for the Steele defense. 2nd down and 12 here, toss sweep, and this time trying to find a hole is Slaughter. Bounces it to the outside, and a flag is thrown. This play won't count, as it no doubt is holding on the Chaparrals.
And if you follow recruiting, especially University of Texas football recruiting, you'll know the name Eric Hune for the Steele defense. A starting safety actually injured his ACL, as it's a chop block that's going to be a 15-yard penalty on Westlake. Tore his ACL, 2nd defensive play of his senior season on an interception, came down wrong on the left knee. You know, just a terrible injury for him in his senior year, but should be going to the University of Texas next year. And, you know, obviously they filled in nicely in the back end.
Yeah, no
Personal
doubt.
Foul,
And one thing
chop
that we
block
can
on
make
the
after the
offense.
chop
15-yard
block is
penalty
called
from
here on the
foul.
Westlake Chaparrals.
2nd down.
Actually, it'll be on the Steele. It'll be on the Westlake Chaparrals, and it's a 15-yard penalty, like John mentioned. It'll back it up all the way into Chaparral territory to the 44-yard line. The ball right in the middle of the field with 3:38 to play in the 1st quarter. Coming in is Patrick Elliott, along with Harrison Lines. Brandon Box will stay in the game, and on second down and a mile, you'd think that Brandon Box will get released downfield with all the tough running. Yes, we saw Jordan Sievert make that touch pass over the middle to Chris Cantor that picked up the first down, but we have yet to see Jordan go deep in this ball game. 2 wide receivers here to the near side left, one to the far side right, and back on either side. 2-step drop, looking is Jordan, flushed out here to the near side. Jordan has open field to the 50, makes one juke move at the 50-yard line and falls back into Steele territory to the 47-yard line. So a nice pickup there for Jordan Sievert, as he really had the near side of the field wide open.
And you mentioned Westlake hasn't thrown deep yet. I think they're going to be pretty conservative early in this game until they really have to throw down the field, because I mentioned this Steele defense and turnovers. They really have a propensity to get those interceptions. We talked about that Converse-Judson game where they only won by 7 points. They won the turnover battle in that game 5-0 and still only won by 7 points.
3rd down and 16 after the pickup of 9. Rolling right is Sievert, looking right, and now coming up a good block, and Jordan's just going to have to run it inside the 40, and he's met hard at the 39-yard line. Is good coverage downfield, and it was a slew of tacklers on the far side for the defense, and coming up and making a pop was Garth Tubbs. Tubbs, along with the other linebackers, Jalen Maddox, really trailing on that far side. Good blocking by the offensive line and some of the guys that stayed true. And we get a look at the replay here, John. Jordan just didn't have anybody open and just had to take what was given to him. And it's a very difficult situation with the ball at the 38-yard line. With the ability to pooch punt, Jordan Sievert's going to stay in the ball game, but it is 4th down and 7, makeable here for the Chaparrals on the Steele side of the field. 2 wide receivers here to the near side left. No one back deep here for Steele. And it will be a pooch punt, so it'll be angled here to the near side left. It'll take a Westlake hop at the 20-yard line down to the 17, and Brandon Box will down it there. And it will be Westlake to try to play defense here. One thing is very apparent, John, as they change personnel here, is Steele has had to go the length of the field while Westlake has had good field position in every possession here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and that's got to be a positive, and Westlake's defense just has to keep it up, and I think eventually this Westlake offense will get it going in this game. I've seen some really positive signs already from this Westlake offense, and it's been kind of a shift in philosophy. We've seen a lot more power sets. That's worked, and we've seen a more conservative passing game, just getting Jordan Sievert into the flow of the game before you really start chucking it downfield.
1st down and 10 from the 17-yard line. A toss to the left side to Stockton. Stockton avoids one tackle, breaks it at the 25-yard line, bounces it just outside the numbers to the 29. So a pickup of 9 yards on the play, and it's good for a 1st down. Check that, it's a 10-yard gain and good for a 1st down. And just like that, all you said in the pregame show was Stockton just needs a crease.
Look at that. You see it on the replay right there. It looked like Westlake's defense. They played sound football there, but just that tiny little crease for Justin Stockton, and he was able to get through.
Power eye look, and this time the handoff is to the fullback. And leading the charge is L.G. Williams, and Williams diving forward for good yardage just outside the 31, out to the 33-yard line. And really doing a good job just crashing down the defensive line for Westlake as L.G. Williams just falls forward. And again, no real tackle made there, but coming up and making a good sizable pop for the Chaparrals is Luke Womack. So it'll be 2nd down and 5. The ball just inside the 34-yard line. Motion man is L.G. Williams, and this time Stockton will get the handoff, runs right, now cuts it back to the middle, and he's wrapped up as he crosses the 36-yard line. Jacob Mansour along with Luke Womack, and at the bottom of the pile, Noah Thompson. And once again, it's 3rd down and 3 here. And the Chaparrals bend don't break here. We've only seen one big play out of the Steele offense, and that was a 10-yard gain on 1st down, the first play of this series. And now a 3rd and short. 3rd down and a long 2. The ball right in the middle of the hash marks. One receiver each way. And now Moen will move. And Moen actually, and I really can't call that a false start. And it's a huge, huge penalty here for the Westlake defense and, of course, for the Steele offense. But it was Moen that came out of his stance. And he actually touched his offensive lineman there on the side. It was Cameron Jackson, and Moen actually grazed him as he came out of his crouch and caused him to move. So if you're actually going to watch this on tape later in the film room for Steele, that one's not on Cameron Jackson. That one's on Matt Moen, and it's a loss of 5 yards, and what a big 5-yard it is. 3rd down and a long 7, a short 8. 2 wide receivers that they come out in the spread, and Braylon McCullum, who's only thrown 1 pass tonight, he'll throw another, and this one is tipped, and it's incomplete. Great coverage as you saw the safeties crash down, and a nice job on one of the biggest receivers, Thaddeus Thompson, and it was Derek Cohen that got in and made that tip of the ball, but you can see not too far away the Westlake safety. So they are really taking a page out of what they did last week. They've watched film, and now that safety very quick to get over for help defense on the far side when they go to the big wide receiver.
Yeah, Westlake just playing sound football right now. We finally got to see Braylon McCollum throw the football. He's been really good this season. Hasn't necessarily had to beat teams with his arm, but Westlake certainly wants to force him to do that tonight.
McCollum has punted more than he's passed, and now he kicks it to the right side. Rollins will let it bounce. No, he will try to juke the ball and juke the player for Steele. One of the upbacks there for Steele. Coming over was Quentin Miles, and Miles will down it at the 21-yard line, and that's where Westlake will start from the right hash mark as they move right to left here. 3-0 with only 17 seconds. So let's go down to the sidelines and Matt Nader. Matt?
Couple things here, Joe. Great job by Jordan Sievert, checking it down, 1, 2, 3 receivers, no open guy, taking off running. But I got to tell you, this is the third time I've seen him lower his shoulder. He has a responsibility as the quarterback to spare himself, so he needs to go ahead and slide down. Second, great job on the defense. Anthony Patino, Karsten Hood, Hudson Hall, Hager. Great job just dropping the curtain. That front seven is really probably surprising this Cibolo Steele offense. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Matt Dater down on the sidelines. First down and 10 here for Westlake from the right hash with 17 seconds remaining in the first quarter, in which they lead. Just an inside handoff. And the play really just did not have any legs, but Slaughter got the carry out to the 22-yard line. So a pickup of 1. It'll be second down and 9. 5 seconds, and this most likely will be the end of the first quarter, and it is. And with that, after 1 quarter of play, 2 high-powered offenses historically, and certainly Steele in 2012, but only 3 points on the board after 1 quarter of play. It's Westlake 3, Steele nothing. Live from Chaparral Stadium in Austin, this is Westlake football.
At age 40, attorney and Marine Corps reservist David Little was the picture of health until the left side of his body went completely numb.
We were on the phone while he was driving home when he suddenly stopped talking.
My dad had a stroke when he was driving me home.
I'm just really glad he ended up at St. David's, South Austin.
St. David's, South Austin saved my life.
Do you know what to do in an emergency? Visit stdavids.com to learn more.
Beyond companionship, there are other reasons we call dog man's best friend. For years, dogs have been trained to detect all kinds of things, like bed bugs. ABC's Bedbug Dog can detect bed bugs in the smallest cracks and crevices at any stage of development with amazing accuracy, even more accurate than the most skilled pest specialists. And accurate detection means quicker, more cost-effective elimination. If you suspect a bedbug problem, call us, ABC Home and Commercial Services, specialists for your environment.
And we welcome you back to Chaparral Stadium. First to play of the second quarter as the Chaps now move left to right on your radio dial and on your television screen. Modified pistol, and now Jordan Sievert's going to air it out down the field. Has a man, and it's overthrown in between 2 defenders, but that ball had legs and eyes for Zach Dansby. Dansby, the intended receiver downfield. Good touch pass there, trying to lob it in over the corner and the safety. It was excellent ball, but just overthrown.
And it may have come out just a little bit late. John Burton, the corner on that side, was able to recover. And if that pass was on target, Burton may have had a shot at that football. But I want to echo what Matt said earlier about Jordan Sievert getting down after this play.
Third down and 8, a back on either side. Now Jordan chased out of the pocket, has people coming up from behind, and he's tackled at the 25-yard line. So brought down in front of the line of scrimmage. So not a sack, it's actually a pickup of 2 yards, and it will be 4th down. One thing that the offensive line and some of the guys that are hanging back, and I include Chris Canner when he does not release on the play, some of these guys remember that these defensive linemen and linebackers get up after their block, and if the play is allowed to extend, as Jordan Sievert does here, they are going to come up on his blind side and try to bring him down as he looks for receivers downfield. But hats off to the secondary. Nobody is open downfield.
Yeah, and the offensive line for Westlake's really doing a tremendous job. You haven't seen any immediate pressure on Jordan Sievert.
On a huge turn of events here on the punt, it actually went off of D'Angelo Wallace. Wallace had to chase it down inside the 12-yard line, picks it up, and actually gets a respectable return out to the 24-yard line. Salon at the Domain is all about relationships. They know that your hair is your calling card, and their promise is simple. You'll never have a bad hair day. Salon at the Domain is Westlake owned and operated, and they specialize in precision cuts, single and double process color, highlights, and lowlights. At the Salon at the Domain, it's not just about hair, it's about confidence. Search Facebook for Salon Salon at the Domain and like them now. The Salon at the Domain, located next to Dillard's in the Domain Shopping Center, next to Maggiano's. First down and 10 for the Steele offense as they move right to left here on your radio dial and television screen in the white jerseys with the black numerals, the black pants with the black helmet, a steel shield on one side, the uniform, corresponding uniform number on the other. First down and 10, a swing pass here to the near side, and it is Jalen Harris. Harris at the 25-yard line, and good congestion. And as you can see on that swing pass, what Bennett Huddleston did on that play, John, is he was able to just dart in. The second he saw Harris cut up the field, he was able to come off his wide receiver and go straight to him and angle him towards the middle of the field. Exactly. And that real estate ran thin for Jalen Harris.
Yeah, the two DBs there that were running after him cut off the sideline. That's what you want to do. Cut off that sideline, force him back to the middle of the field, and the other guys for Westlake did a good job of pursuing outward.
LG Williams in motion now comes in as the fullback to hand off to Stockton. Stockton around the right side out to the 30-yard line. Again, where he is met just by a number of Westlake defenders there. Jack Meredith coming up and jumping the run play. The second they see the ball go from Braylon McCullum's hand to Justin Stockton, it's a run play all the way, and they know it. Play action may be susceptible here for this Westlake defense, but so far it's a good just 2-yard gain out to the 30 to the 31-yard line. Sets up third down and 4. A receiver each way. Now play action, rolling right. Dalton Brown in pursuit, and a wide open receiver. It's Matt Moen, and it's caught for a first down inside the 50-yard line as they go into Chaparral territory. A nice game for Matt Moen as play action worked. And it's a pickup of 24 yards and a first down as Matt Moen was wide open in the middle of the field.
Yeah, it's just Moen's third catch on the year, and someone blew coverage there on the tight end. It was just wide open across the middle of the field, and a big gain for Steele.
And the inside handoff goes to Williams. Williams is stepping over would-be blockers and tacklers just outside the right hash mark as he burls his way down to the 38-yard line. A pickup of 8 yards. It'll be second down and 2 for the Steele offense. As now with that big play, you can see the Knights getting some momentum.
It's amazing how many underclassmen this program has been able to put in ball games over the past few years and really contributed. LG Williams is just the next guy in that line.
Williams in motion, now the lead blocker, and he's wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage, or as he crosses the line of scrimmage from behind, and a good play there by Luke Womack. Womack coming in and making that play. Womack, of course, the backup, but who isn't a backup on this team that doesn't play? We talk about the 2 deep. It changes every single week, but that's because everybody can play. Just a lot of depth on this Westlake defense, and it's officially a no gain, so it will be third down and 2. So no gain on the play after that tackle by Womack.
Yeah, and the offense, if you're the Steele offense, you love third and shorts, but if you're Westlake's defense and you can force third down on every single set of downs, you'll take that all night long.
Williams now in motion, and the ball goes down. The ball is on the turf, and I think Westlake has pounced on it. If not, it's going to be fourth down, but nonetheless, Stockton fumbles the football, and it will be Steele ball, but now it's fourth down and no man's land. The ball just inside the 38-yard line, but Evan Kutzer can kick, ladies and gentlemen. He is 2 of 2 on the year. He's long as only 32 yards, but he does have the leg, but it doesn't look like they're going to send him in for what would be close to a 50-yard field goal here. They're going to leave him out, and it will be McCullum try to coffin corner this kick. Nobody back deep for Westlake, though, on fourth down and 3. Now Williams, they're going to run a play. Under center is McCullum, and it's a pass complete here to the near side to Thaddeus Thompson, and Thompson able to pick up the first down. And that's a nice disguise there as McCullum came up and went under center and went right to Thompson. They bluffed that punt on fourth down and knew that they had man-on-man coverage here on the near side, and an inside catch made by Thompson and a first down inside the 28-yard line to the 27. Williams, a pickup after the pickup of 11 yards after the catch by Thompson. The handoff to Stockton. Stockton wrapped up as he crosses the line of scrimmage. Only a gain of 1 as he gets to the 26-yard line. So again, Thompson comes in, makes that big fourth down catch as the drive continues, but a handoff to Stockton, and he has had no real estate to work with.
Yeah, going back to that fourth down play, Thaddeus Thompson just ran a great route. He came off the line of scrimmage sprinting full speed like he was going to run a go route, so Bennett Huddleston had to turn his hips, and so when Thaddeus Thompson stuck his foot in the ground for the hitch route, Huddleston really had no chance to recover.
On second down, now back to pass, and a huge sack, and it's going to be a great play by Anthony Patino, and coming in and making a huge hit is Mason Pitts. Wow, what an effort there by the entire defensive line, but Anthony Patino was the one that stopped McCullum in his back tracks, and I thought it was Mason Pitts. It's actually Brecken Hager that came in and laid the punishing hit, a huge loss, back to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, that's an 11-yard loss right there. Huge play there by Patino, and then you see the friends coming. Breckenhager with a huge hit on Braylon McCollum. Great play for the defense.
Yeah, it's Hager and Edwards there, and now on 3rd down and forever, the handoff to Wallace. Wallace getting away from the defense. Nice blocking downfield as he bounces it outside the numbers, inside the 25, down to the 20, and he's knocked down just outside the 15-yard line at the 16. So as impressive was that sack, an 11-yard loss. The following play, it's a pickup down inside the 15-yard line, down to the 17, and a hurry-up offense here for Steele after the pickup of 22 yards on the first carry from DeAndre Wallace. The handoff goes to L.G. Williams. Williams crosses the line of scrimmage, down inside the 15, 13, down to the 12, just outside the right hash mark, and a sizable gain on 1st down. 2nd down and 6 after the pickup of 4.
Yeah, that 3rd down conversion, just an absolute killer for this Westlake defense. You see D'Angelo Wallace in the backfield and not Justin Stockton, and you just kind of fall asleep on the draw play, especially on 3rd and long.
Here it is, draw play again. Wallace trying to run through the traffic, and now a flag comes in from the referee, and while that play takes them down inside the 9-yard line due to the Steele Knights, this one most likely coming back, and it gives us an opportunity to say hello to our officials. The referee is Kelly Webb. The umpire is Jerry Barrett. The head linesman, Fred Asuna. The line judge is Mike Kelly. The back judge is Dirk Butler. And operating the clock, James Harrington. The play clock, Justin Sandberg. And on the chain game, Michael Snow, Daniel Arata, and Michael Shaw.
I'll tell you what, I just saw D'Angelo Wallace on the replay, and I thought he was skinny. Then I looked at the roster, 136 pounds, but he sure is quick.
Yeah, he is. Very shifty, and one of those smaller targets. We talk about scat backs. Let's go down to the sidelines, and Matt Nader. Matt, one thing that I know is very challenging is when you're a smaller back is to see around these big offensive linemen, and Steele has had some trouble really just bottling up those holes, and hats off to the Westlake front 7 right now, and even some of the back-end help coming in from the safeties and Jack Meredith and John Dodd.
Yeah, I think that's one of the intrinsic talents of a great running back is to be able to just trust your offensive line and feel the hole out. I mean, those things open and close, especially as you go on from high school to college, college to pro. I mean, those things are open for milliseconds, and you just got to be able to have a little bit of instinct on that type of situation.
Here's Matt Nader down the sidelines, along with Abe Garcia, our associate producer, and actually he's our red hat tonight. He's actually taken the duty of going out, talking to the referee, Kelly Webb, making sure that everything is right with both TV, radio, and all of the other media here. And of course, the timeout issued to the Westlake Chaparrals, their first timeout of the ball game and of the first half. A 3-0 lead, and they're holding on to it. 5:57, and in an offense that's averaging just over 30 points a game, and defense that's averaging or giving up just over 30 points a game. We thought maybe we might see a little bit more fireworks. We definitely have only seen just 1 or 2 explosive plays, one from Justin Stockton, an 11-yard run, and of course that big 3rd down pickup by D'Angelo Wallace and Thaddeus Thompson. So the principles are there, John. They're making plays, but they're making plays solely on 3rd down.
Yeah, and clearly Westlake's made a lot of great adjustments here in this off week. I don't know if it's just getting back home and on friendly turf and familiar turf or what. But
after the holding call at 2nd down and 15, Stockton finds the hole, keeps his feet at the 10, inside the 5, and down into the end zone for the touchdown. A 21-yard touchdown run, and Justin Stockton's feet just would not stop moving. As he falls into the end zone, touchdown, Steele.
And Westlake's done such a good job all night of tackling Justin Stockton in the backfield. You see right here a missed tackle if you're watching the TV broadcast, another missed tackle, and then he drives backwards into the end zone. You know, when you have a great back like that, arm tackles simply aren't going to work, and Justin Stockton made Westlake's defense pay right there.
Cots are on for the extra point, and out of the hold of Tyler Wagner, the backup quarterback. The snap is down, the kick is up, but it is good with 5:49 to play in the first half. The Knights grab the lead. It's Steele 7, Westlake 3. Live from Chaparral Stadium, this is Westlake football.
At the Vince Young Steakhouse, we take pride that we are 100% locally owned and operated. Every recipe and dish is prepared from scratch with seasonal and local ingredients, ensuring great taste and consistent quality. So whether you're wanting a fine dining experience for 2 or a private dining room for 20, the Vince Young Steakhouse is the perfect place for your next night out. Conveniently located in the heart of downtown at 3rd and San Jacinto. Call 45 Steak for reservations or visit us online at vinceyoungsteakhouse.com. Vince Young Steakhouse, different from the herd.
We welcome you back to Chaparral Stadium. The Salon at the Domain scoring drive, 12 plays, 76 yards, took 5 minutes and 8 seconds off the clock here in the second quarter. A 21-yard touchdown run. And of course, we don't have to go back to just one third down conversion, but one third down conversion, a fourth down conversion, and then the 21-yard scamper into the end zone for Justin Stockton. So it was Thompson along with Stockton to finish it off. And of course, the big run by D'Angelo Wallace on third down and 25. He picked up 28 and picked up the first down. And after the kick here, we'll send it down to Matt Nader, and Kotzer puts his right leg into this one, his first kickoff of the night, and or second kickoff. It'll be fielded by Tate Shaw at the 10, to the 15, out to the 20-yard line, still on his feet at the 25, still on his feet at the 28-yard line, and a helmet coming out underneath the scrum there, and it'll be first down and 10 Westlake at the 30-yard line. Matt?
Gosh, Joe, I got to tell you, I think we really got to see a glimpse of Cibolo Steele's talent right there. Justin Stockton, D'Angelo Wallace, Thaddeus Thompson. The defense really needs to do a better job of gang tackling and getting their arms and bodies across the ball carriers.
One thing that will help as far as getting the defense off the field is a long drive by the offense, and we have not seen that yet tonight. So let's see what Sievert and company has in store here. And the deep handoff goes to Slaughter, and Slaughter just absolutely stood up at the line of scrimmage. And coming in and making that play was Matthew Simmons off his defensive end spot and driving him down at the line of scrimmage. So forward progress gets the 30-yard line as Dansby comes out of the ball game along with Russell Pape in favor of Patrick Elliott as he comes into the field, lines up as a slot receiver along with Brandon Box on that far left side. Harrison lines the lone receiver here to the near side right on second down and 10, a back on either side of Jordan Sievert. They show blitz, now back it up. Zone read play here, and the handoff's going to go to Slaughter. Slaughter trying to turn the corner, and he can't do it. He'll be brought down at the 25-yard line. A huge loss. Once again, Jalen Maddox along with Jordan Stearns coming out of that safety position and really shut down the outside. His speed on speed there, and Slaughter could not get to the outside. A loss of 4 yards on the play, and third down and long here for the Chaparrals.
And you see why Jordan Stearns is a D1 prospect going to Oklahoma State. And we saw Matthew Simmons on the play before. The junior, his older brother, was on the state title team. He is at Oklahoma State right now, backup middle linebacker.
So on third down and 14, Sievert firing over the middle. The pass caught by Cantor, his second grab of the night, and he gets positive yardage out to the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 10 yards on the play. The ball just outside the 35-yard line, but once again, the Chaparrals will have to punt it away. So as we have talked about the Westlake defense all night, on the last couple of series here, the defense for Steele really stepping up.
I mentioned Matthew Simmons. Get a load of this family tree besides his brother Ryan at Oklahoma State. Sister Megan, a star basketball player at the University of Tennessee. He's got cousins in the NFL, including Aaron Curry. So certainly a good family tree for Matthew Simmons.
And Michael Barden drills this one back deep, and it goes right through the arms of Jordan Stearns. And Stearns almost coughed it up to Westlake. As getting down there quickly was Michael Edwards. As he jogs off the field, he almost came up with a gift there. And a nice job by the special teams, as that's that third part of the game that's oh so important, John. And it is now the difference between starting it right around the 30 to 35-yard line and now inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. Steele once again has to go the length of the field.
Absolutely, and Jordan Stearns just gave this Westlake defense a huge opportunity to flip this game here late in the first half with 3:50 to go. Get this ball back in good field position.
Power eye right, and the handoff will go to Stockton. Stockton right at the line of scrimmage, and he falls backwards after being drilled by all the traffic up front. You name it, they were there on the defensive line, including coming in on that safety position. Jack Meredith, as you can see him come right down the line of scrimmage and try to just get his face in that play. It's a small pickup, about a half yard, and Stockton really just nowhere to go. And in the middle, Mason Pitts along with Justin Miller.
Yeah, and it was Noah Thompson that really made that play, forcing Stockton back to the inside.
A toss here on second down and 9, trying to get to the outside of Stockton. He does. Stutter steps at the 21-yard line out of the reaching hands of Bennett Huddleston, but a flag has been thrown as Stockton reaches the 25-yard line, and this looks like it might be coming back again. Second straight time, a holding penalty will plague, I shouldn't say plague, the Steele Knights, because they've been able to overcome those big penalties with explosive plays right after them. But this one, no doubt, different mindset here as it gets them closer inside that 10-yard line, if it is indeed that holding penalty, which we believe it is.
Personal foul, chop block.
It's going to be a chop block,
on the
so it'll
offense,
be half the distance to the goal for Steele. But this is an important important time for this Westlake defense. Watch the draw here. We haven't seen Coach Jinks and the Steele coaching staff really trust Braylon McCollum's arm, and we've seen the Westlake defense struggle on those draw plays so far in long down and distance situations.
So we'll see on second down and what is technically 16 as the ball is just inside the 9-yard line. 3:11 to play, 7-3 Steele lead here in the first. 3:11 left to go in the first half, and it is a draw play. And now Stockton wrapped up from behind. Mason Pitts coming around the backside of Stockton, able to get his hat in the mix. Noah Thompson climbing up out of the bottom of that pile along with Justin Miller. And Miller really stepping in on that defensive end spot. And everybody interchangeable on that line, whether it's Breckenhager, Justin Miller, Mason Pitts, or Anthony Patino. Any one of them can play along that defensive line. And a newbie, if you will, the junior called up from the junior varsity, C.J. Sanchez. We have yet to see him, but he's a guy that's made the 2 deep out of the JV. So a lot of interesting moving parts here, and a big third down play after the no gain, 3rd down and 15. And a play action pass. McCollum looking, tons of time. Now here comes the pressure, and he's flushed out to the right side. Fires downfield, and that pass is almost intercepted. And Johnny on the spot there was Bennett Huddleston. He was actually going for the interception. Thompson was going for the ball as well, and it was the collision between Huddleston and Thompson that actually jarred the ball loose.
Yeah, that was close right there. Braylon McCollum was rolling out to the right, saw Thompson make a cut back to the middle of the field, had him for a split second, but Huddleston made a nice play to break up the ball and force a punt.
So it will be 4th down, and special teams close to the end zone. You always have to watch the Chaparrals as they get a huge push on those special teams. We've already seen 2 touchdowns off of muff punts and block punts. Now McCollum will punt it from right around his own goal line. It's an end-over-end punt that's driving Rawlings to the 40-yard line. He touches it. It goes right through his hand. Slick pig out of bounds, and wisely so. Nobody around except the Steele Knights on the far side on their own bench. But it will be 1st down and a short field yet again for Westlake here as they'll start from the Steele 40-yard line.
Yeah, both the punt returners so far, Jordan Stearns and Rawlings for Westlake, having trouble handling those punts, especially on the run. But 40-yard line for Westlake with 2:15 left. Huge opportunity against the number 5 team in the state to go up at halftime.
2 wide receivers here to the near side right, 1 to the far side left, and back on either side of Siebert as he is in the shotgun. From the 40-yard line, the handoff will go to Slaughter. Slaughter able to get to the line of scrimmage, but that's about it. Making the hit to Zach Edwards. And we talk about the interchangeable parts along the D-line for Westlake. The same goes for the Knight defense as Joshua Malin, Corey Stodd, Jalen Lewis, along with Zach Edwards, all of them getting their fair share here in the first 3 ball games. And we see a lot of guys rotating in on that defensive line, showing a 5-man front here, and the blitz package on. A zone read play, traffic again, and the handoff will go to Slaughter. Slaughter, as he makes the outside linebacker commit, crosses the 35-yard line, and he is tackled just inside the sideline there on the 34-yard line. So a nice pickup of 6 yards on the play, brings up 3rd down and 4, clock moving, 90 seconds to play in the first half, and Westlake trailing Steele 7-3.
And the thing to watch right here is if they don't pick up this 1st down, they're in Michael Barden range. At right now it'd be a 51-yard field goal, but we'll see if they come out throwing as they come out in the I formation.
Power eye look here as they go power eye, kind of a pistol to the right with 1 receiver here to the near side. And it's a play action. Going here to the near side. That pass is caught for a 1st down inside the 25-yard line, down to the 20 and knocked out of bounds. The clock stopped, and a great play to Russell Pape. Pape, that's why he's not only a backup halfback, but he is also a backup tight end. Good hands, and that time Pape just coming in with a huge catch and run of 17 yards, and more importantly, a 1st down. 64 seconds remain here in the first half, and Westlake with a 1st down on the right hash mark at the 22-yard line. Pistol to the right, 2 wide receivers to the far side left, 1 here to the near side right. And a quick hitch pass into the flat. That pass is caught by Elliott. Elliott's going to fall forward inside the 15-yard line down to the 12. And that's a good pickup read there by Jordan Siebert as he had a defender in his face. It was the linebacker, Justin Garcia, that was all over Siebert. Props to him for getting rid of the ball, and props to Elliott for making the grab and falling inside the 15-yard line down to the 13. 2nd down and 5 after the pickup of 5 yards. 40 seconds and the clock moves here with 3 receivers in the formation. 2 here to the near side right. They sling it out to Elliott. Elliott at the 15, misses 1 tackler at the 10, down at the 5-yard line, and he is out of bounds just outside the 5-yard line at the 6, and he is good enough for a 1st down. So that will be 1st and goal, and more importantly, John, the clock stops at 30 seconds.
And you could see Elliott there in the slot giving a subtle little sign tapping on his backside to Jordan Sievert, saying it's just going to be a quick throw right here. And you see Patrick Elliott's athletic ability, his run after the catch ability to break that tackle, pick up the first down.
First and goal from the 6-yard line. 2 wide receivers here to the near side left, rolling left, and now Sievert is going to be whistled as some early movement there. I don't think anybody was set. No, actually Westlake took the timeout before the snap of the ball. They didn't like the way that Steele was lined up there, so before the snap they actually called a timeout. Let's go down to the sidelines, and Matt Nader, 27 seconds. You know you're in Michael Barton range. You know you can at least get within 1 point before you head to the locker rooms, but how big is 6 right here?
Joe, we got to score. We got to get in the end zone right here. But hats off to the Chaparrals, holding a team that scores 46 points a game to 7 points going into the half. What a job. But right here, the offensive line really got to dig down, grind it out, get some push off the ball, or protect if they go to the air, and put one in the end zone.
This is where a 6'4", 200-pound quarterback really comes in handy. But as Matt mentioned earlier, it's tough to ask him to make those big physical plays when he definitely is needed for the rest of the season because of this physical defense. These guys can lay the wood. Division I players, especially with Justin Garcia, he's a big hitter as well. Doesn't carry a lot of weight with him. But when you're talking about Jordan Stearns coming in there from the safety spot and saying, hey, just tee off on the quarterback, you have to be careful here. But we've seen the quick passes work well, because that's one thing that Coach Allman did talk about in the pregame. Because they play those high safeties, and those high safeties, like Stearns, have a high motor and want to go to the football quickly, you can jump that coverage if you're the quarterback with quick throws.
Yeah, and the luxury here for Westlake is having 2 timeouts and first down at the 6, so you can still run the football as they come out in the power I.
First and goal, power I look. 2 backs in the backfield under center is Sievert. Sievert looking to throw, steps out of one tackler, rolls right, now steps left, and he still does not have a way. Now the time will expire here. As there was, or excuse me, I should say there was 30 seconds. The clock was moving inside 17 seconds. And there was a little confusion there on the board, and Jordan Sievert able to make his way inside the 5 down to the 1-yard line. And you'd think Jordan would just get rid of the football and start all over again with a couple of timeouts, but he's able to get inside the 5 down to the 1-yard line. With 17 seconds, it's second down and goal just inside the 2.
Yeah, real nifty running there by Jordan Sievert, and a big play to get that ball down to the 2-yard line. With 1 timeout here, not be surprised to see Sean Rawlings in the game running that little zone read power play that we've seen him run so many times this season on the goal line. And a big play here coming up for Westlake. Still have that 1 timeout like I mentioned. So second down at the 2, you can afford to run the football here.
You want to talk about the ability to extend a play, and you think of Donovan McNabb in 16 seconds, and you think of a guy that plays quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger, not comparing the style, of course, but comparing the way that because they're such big in stature, they can remain in the pocket, move around in that tight little space. Folks, there were 30 seconds remaining on the clock. There's now 17. There was a 13-second play, and they're only 6 yards away from the end zone. There's not many places you can go, but that's, again, another advantage that Jordan Sievert has over some counterparts here, not only in district play, but also statewide, is he can stay in the pocket and keep plays alive. He picks up 4 yards. It's second down and goal from the 2 coming out of the timeout. Power I look, toss sweep, Slaughter gets the call, Slaughter into the end zone, touchdown Westlake. And for a man that has yeoman work in back-to-back games, going over 100 yards on the road, this time Slaughter rewarded handsomely, touchdown Westlake.
And I think most of the Westlake faithful, probably knew that was going to be a toss to the left. With that formation, and you saw that Steele was just a little outmanned on the left side, on the outside for that toss sweep play. So I was hoping they'd run it, and they did, and a big touchdown for Westlake.
The snap is down, the kick is up, and for Michael Barton, the kick is good. And with that, Westlake takes the lead. Westlake 10, Steele 7. We'll go ahead and keep it here before we exit stage right for the halftime break. Make sure you stay tuned to the Mini of Austin halftime show. We'll have a visit with our Chap of the Week, Chris Canner. Of course, we'll take a look at some of the highlights and the statistical information, and we'll take a look at some of the other games around District 15-5A as we get ready for Bowie and homecoming next week. 13 seconds remain here in the half. Let's go down to the sidelines of Matt Nader. Matt?
There it is right there, Joe. 6 points. Point E. I think that this is an excellent momentum going into the half. I'll be looking forward to hearing what Coach Allman says when I interview him at halftime.
Yeah, no doubt. Certainly he'll be a little bit more chipper, as that is power football at its finest, and especially with a big quarterback. We mentioned how big a deal that Jordan Sievert is. He's a key down there on the goal line, and when you can run that toss play, Ben Slaughter finally rewarded with his first varsity touchdown after back-to-back games. Again, Cedar Park, only 36 yards, as Alex Chavez did most of the work there. But with the injury to Chavez's hamstring, Temple, 20 carries, 139 yards, versus A&M, 20 carries, 109 yards, averaging just over 5.5 yards a carry for Ben Slaughter as he gets into the end zone for the touchdown.
Just got to make sure here the kickoff team, keep your lanes, keep discipline. The last thing you want to do is give up a big play with 13 seconds left in the first half.
So Barden will put his right foot into it, and just a perfect night for football. No wind here, temperature hovering right around 80 degrees, and it'll be a short pop-up kick for Barden. One of the upbacks will take it at the 28-yard line, and it'll be Brown takes it at the 35-yard line, and he'll rattle around at the 35 and be brought down there. Clock stops with 8 seconds to play. The Salon at the Domain scoring drive, 7 plays, 40 yards, 2 minutes and 12 seconds off the clock, and a 1-yard touchdown run by Ben Slaughter. The point after touchdown good. 10-7 the Chaps lead, and what looks to be like their lead at halftime. And it looks like we're also going to have a penalty on the opening kick, or the ensuing kickoff there, as Kelly Webb mentions that Westlake's kicking team was offsides. Not too sure where that came into play, but, or excuse me, I should say technically it's a false start. Webb came to the front of the field and whistled it. Not sure if they're going to make them re-kick, but it does look like they might re-kick here, as the special teams jogging back over here to the near sideline, and they all huddle around Darren Allman, the head coach of the Westlake Chaparrals. And the call is offside. So
he gave an illegal procedure motion.
Illegal procedure motion, yes. And,
right.
And we know that we're not dealing with replacement refs at the high school level, so we know that. But
we had them a couple weeks ago.
We
but
did
not tonight. They're doing a great job.
No doubt. Joe Taylor alongside the comments of John Nidell, or no, Matt Nader and Abe Garcia with you here live from Chaparral Stadium, as Michael Barden will line up his kick from the 35-yard line here, as they'll re-kick on the offsides penalty. Not too sure if you can actually false start on a kick. I guess you can, but
you can have an illegal procedure if
right.
It's a kick out of bounds. But other than that, or maybe too many men on one side of the ball. But other than that, not.
Well, and you actually saw one of the assistants for Westlake, Jason Jones, counting the personnel there on the near sideline. This is going to be fielded here at the 23-yard line, and coming across for the Steele Knights is L.G. Williams. Williams backtracks to the 25-yard line and just absolutely destroyed at the 25. A great play there in the open field, as the special teams really just putting the wood on, making up for that mistake. We get the benefit of a replay here, and L.G. Williams tries to make a move to the right. And as he bounces out the right hash mark, just the legs taken out from under him. And making the play there is Brandon Eyrick. So Eyrick just shooting his way down towards L.G. Williams, took his legs out. McCullum under center here with 4 seconds. He's barking out plays to his offensive line. A tight end to the right, a receiver each way, and now a timeout by Westlake, and that's a good timeout. We'll go ahead and keep it here as well. Tell you about our fine friends at University Federal Credit Union. Drive the car of your dreams. With a loan you can afford, UFCU offers auto loan rates as low as 2.15% APR on new or pre-owned vehicles. Don't waste another minute. 2.15% rate includes membership rewards, approved credit, and is not available on loans already financed with UFCU. So visit ufcu.org or UFCU's Westlake location at the Village of Westlake Shopping Center for more information, right next to Pete Terry's. 4 seconds remaining in the half. A good strategic timeout there taken by the Westlake Chaparrals because of the explosiveness of this offense. You could tell that there was a play on. McCullum barking out orders as he looked at the defensive set. That's a wise timeout.
Yeah, Coach Allman just wanted to see what formation they came out in. They came out with a couple backs in the backfield, so I think he's probably thinking, although they still are showing the 3 deep safety look, he wanted to make sure that that defensive front was ready for some sort of draw play. You don't want any players busting loose on a draw play or anything like that as they come out with 2 wide receivers.
So Westlake will actually have an extra defensive back, and the run play to Stockton will bounce to the outside. The clock will run down to 0, and that will be the final play of the first quarter. It will be a 9-yard gain for Stockton, and it would have picked up first down, barely, but that will do it for the first half of play. So very quick quarter until the last 2 minutes. Westlake gets on the board with a 1-yard touchdown run by Ben Slaughter. As we await the thoughts of Darren Allman, he meets Matt Nader right around the 25-yard line. We'll waste no time. Let's go down to the sidelines with Darren Allman as Matt Nader.
Coach, great momentum going into the half, holding a team that scores 47 points a game to 7 going into the half. What do we need to do to reproduce this and come out and win?
Well, just more of the same. You know, we've taken care of the football. Offensively, we've got to continue to do that, of course, and then defensively, we've given up some yardage, but we hadn't broke. We hadn't given up the big play, and so. Knock on wood, we got to go finish the second half. I almost hate to say that, because of the last 2 weeks, but our guys understand. I'm not going to say anything to them at halftime.
All right.
I'm gonna let them come out and finish it. They know what to do, and they played a good first half. I'm proud of them.
All right, Coach, let's finish.
All right, man.
There it is from Coach Allman. Let's finish.
Thank you very much. Matt Nader down on the sidelines. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell up here in the UFCU broadcast booth at Chaparral Stadium. And down on Ebby Neptune Field, John, like you said, Coach Allman, very proud of his ball club. Tough Steele offensive line, tough runners in Justin Stockton, but held but not broken, I would say. There's been a couple of bend plays in there with the big explosives from D'Angelo Wallace and, of course, Justin Stockton.
Well, a couple of bend plays, but when you're playing Cibolo Steele, you'll take that 7 points on the scoreboard any day of the week. And this Westlake fan base gave this team a standing ovation running off the field, and they definitely deserved it. A great effort on the defensive side of the ball, really a team performance so far in the first half.
Indeed. When we come back, obviously on the radio broadcast, we'll have highlights, sights, and sounds from this ball game here in the first half. On the television broadcast, we leave you with highlights. Make sure you join us here for the second half. After one half of play, Westlake leading Cibolo Steele from the north end of San Antonio here at Chaparral Stadium. The score, Westlake 10, Steele 7. This is Westlake football.
For 102 years, the Coverts have set the standard for car dealers in Central Texas. Hi, I'm Jenny Covert, and your parents, grandparents, and even some of your great-grandparents have shopped with my family. Our service, our inventory, and of course, our low Covert price are the reasons over 1 million customers come back again and again. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Auto Group, Austin, Bastrop, and Hutto.
The Steam Team, your #1 choice for cleaning residential and commercial carpet, tile, and wood flooring, upholstery, air ducts, and more, including 24-hour emergency water and fire damage restoration. The Steam Team is an Austin original, locally owned and operated since 1983. All employees are trained and certified by the Institute of Inspection, Cleaning, and Restoration. We guarantee our services and will do whatever it takes to please our customers. Call 451-TEAM or online at thesteamteam.com.
On game days, you see me running out here with close to 100 other people. It's a team effort. It takes all of us to make UT football a success. It's a lot like you and your finances. You need to surround yourself with the best people in the business. That's where University Federal Credit Union comes in. The UFCU team works hard to make sure your financial game plan is always in shape. University of Texas Athletics and University Federal. So close, we share the same name.
score more points than they do, and we haven't done that yet. Even in our win against Cedar Park, we didn't win the fourth quarter. It was 0-0 in the fourth quarter, and so you know, it's the big bear standing over there in the room, or the elephant, or whatever you call it. You know, it's staring us down. It's that fourth quarter, and we've got to go finish. And so I'm going to talk about it less, really, because I know that nobody understands that more than our kids do right now, and probably I'm at a point now where talking about it would be overkill.
This winter, prepare to be amazed as Elisa's Dance Academy and the Westlake Symphonic Orchestra come together to perform a variety of holiday favorites. For the 8th year, audiences will be astounded by concert-quality music and dramatic visual effects in a stunning production perfect for all ages. Join us December 6th, 7th, and 8th as the Westlake Technical Entertainment Crew and Lexus of Austin present the Nutcracker Spectacular.
The Westlake High School Fine Arts Department and the Eanes Independent School District are proud to present the Westlake Chaparral Marching Band. Leading the Chap Band are this year's drum majors, Tanya Haddad, Sarah Hooper, and Brandon Bergeron. The Chap Band's 2012 production tonight is entitled Promenade and portrays an elegant night at the ball. You will notice the addition of a striking grand staircase, and there are still more props to come in the future as the band continues to work on the show. The beginning of the ball is announced with a stately brass fanfare as the guests begin to enter the ballroom. The music is Festive Overture by Dmitri Shostakovich. Couples then pair up as the dancing begins with a waltz. One special couple sees each other across the ballroom and begins to fall in love to the sounds of Rhapsody of a Theme on Paganini by Rachmaninoff. Just as the couple is about to share a romantic moment on the staircase, they are interrupted by a piccolo trumpet player who comes bumbling down the stairs. This takes us into a lively part of the evening as the guests begin to loosen up and have some fun to the music from 4 Scottish Dances by Malcolm Arnold. Very entertaining performance by the Shat Band. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as the grand staircase will be removed from the field, let me tell you about this year's band officers. They are President Landon Hagedis, Vice President Chris Dasher, Secretary Gina Lee, Treasurer Mina Lee, Quartermaster Scott Newman, Historian Charlotte Price, Librarian Kristen Astrakhan, Representative at Large Soto Dennis, Color Guard Captain Emily Gerhardt, Percussion Captain Lily Pipkin. And here's the highline. Continuing on with the very important people on this field. Jazz representative Aaron Abear, freshman rep Brandon Lee. Marchers of the week are clarinet player Raquel Conorian and mellophone player Connor Gunn. Percussionist of the week is Tanner Rowley. The Highline board members are President Helen Heston, Vice President Stephanie Hoyer, Spirit Director Maddie Bidding, Public Relations Elizabeth Brigham, Treasurer Mary Ferguson, Secretary Hannah Fauché, and Historian Lauren Laugner. Now the Highline officers are Second Lieutenant Nikki Borderlawn, Second Lieutenant Samantha Brocklehurst, Second Lieutenant Elena Garcia, Second Lieutenant Lindsay Horton, Second Lieutenant Kia Race, First Lieutenant Maddie Settle, and Captain Jacqueline Bruskern. This week's dancers of the week are Brady Anderson and Elizabeth Gabriel. Spirit Girl of the week is Lauren Lobby. Tonight, the Highline would like to dedicate their performance to the Breedlove family and the amazing legacy that Ben left for all of us. The Highline Silver Palms are in honor of him as he serves as a constant reminder to live each day to its fullest and to never give up hope. Please enjoy this tribute to the Breedloves by the Highline with their palm routine to What I Like About You.
We welcome you back to Chaparral Stadium live on a Friday night Of course, if you're watching the television replay on Sunday morning at channel 1509 in HD, Westlake and Steele 10-7. Westlake with the lead, about to kick it off here for the second half. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell. Down on the field, Abe Garcia and Matt Nader. John, first half, contain, and that's exactly what the Chaparral defense did on Justin Stockton.
Yeah, this defense looks like they did in the first week against Cedar Park, except probably even a little better considering this offense is probably better than Cedar Park's, and then the defense has just come out and played extremely good football, and the offense just needs to keep doing what they're doing, and that's a fairly conservative game plan as long as the score will allow it, and take care of that football.
So it will be Steele that will get the ball back here as they come out of the locker room trailing 10-7. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell, as we mentioned. We see the defensive line coach there, Brian Vosick, on our television broadcast. Of course, he is a lifetime Longhorn, anchored some of the more memorable offensive line, including two-time Super Bowl champion and a teammate of his, Dan Neal. D'Angelo Wallace takes the opening kickoff here in the second half, out to the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Now angles back to the 40-yard line, and he's sandwiched at the 41-yard line as he is knocked down at the 42. So Michael Edwards gets in on the activity there, but not after a huge gain. On the return, he took it from the 9-yard line out to the 42-yard line, and good field position here for the Steele offense.
You know, the thing Westlake was able to do all first half was win the field position battle. We talk about the field goal on the first drive for Westlake started at their own 45, and then the touchdown drive for Westlake started at the Steele 40, and they were able to pin Steele back a few times in the first half. So right here, Steele flipping that field.
On first down and 10, the handoff to Stockton. Stockton angling left and still churning his feet to the 43, out to the 44-yard line, and knocked down at the 45 as the ball just outside the 45-yard line, in between the 45 and the 46. Good gain of 4 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 6 as they move left to right. Steele in their white shirts with the black numerals, the black pants, the black helmet, with the steel shield on one side, their corresponding uniform number on the other. Westlake in their home red jerseys, new numerals, they're blue, trimmed in white. Inside handoff, L.G. Williams. Williams across the 50 into Chaparral territory, down to the 49-yard line. A pickup of 5 and 3rd and short. 3rd and a short 1 here as Steele moves into Chaparral territory.
And this is really a big possession right here for both sides of the ball. Westlake's defense and this Steele offense down 3 points. Whoever is able to either hold or score here really take control early in this second half.
Power eye look, under center is McCullum. Inside handoff goes to Williams. Williams straight up the gut, picks up the first down to the 46-yard line, and the chains move for the Steele Knights, and the Knights move in a little bit closer to that 44-yard line, well, right about the 46-yard line as they move the ball back just about a hair, but it will be first down and 10, and just steady diet of running here as the chains have moved nicely for the Steele Knights as they move into Chaparral territory, John.
And Westlake is going to be fine, even giving up those first downs. As long as it's 4 yards here, 4 yards there, they just need to keep from giving up those big plays.
On first down and 10, the handoff to Stockton. Stockton tries to bounce it outside. He's slowed immediately there, not wrapped up on the outside, but he runs out of real estate. Name your tackler there on the outside, but it's finally Justin Miller that's able to angle him out of bounds. A lot of room to run out there, but eventually no gain on the play, and it'll be second down and 10. We get a look at the replay here as Stockton tries to bounce it outside, and it's Brandon Irick that has him and slows him down. Then Huddleston unable to tackle him, and then Justin Miller at the end to just pop Stockton out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage.
And that's team defense right there. You see 4 guys flying to the football, picking up their teammate when they miss a tackle. That's something you have to do against Justin Stockton.
Second down and 10. 2 wide receivers here to the near side right. Ball on the left hash mark with 1 wide receiver to the far side left. And the handoff out of the shotgun goes to Stockton, looking for room up the middle, and there is absolutely no room. Dropped at the 45-yard line by a slew of tacklers at the back end of the play is Edwards. And along with, it looked like Mason Pitts coming out of that back end as well, as the nose guard able to get his licks in as well. We get a look at the replay here, and it's just a soft handoff out of the gun and really just bottled up immediately as Pitts was the first man on the scene.
Just a gang tackle. We heard Matt Nader talk about gang tackling in the first half, and Westlake defense doing that right here, forcing a 3rd and long, which is not a good down and distance for this Steele offense, especially with Braylon McCollum throwing the football.
And once again, the handoff is fake. It's a zone read, and McCullum's going to step out of 1 tackle, pick up the first down on 3rd down and 9, bounces it outside the numbers at the 30, inside the 25-yard line, now inside the red zone. Well, no, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 21-yard line. So they faked the same play they just ran to Stockton, and around left in for a 24-yard pickup by Braylon McCullum, his longest run of the season. And McCullum has the first down as once again the Steele Knights trick Westlake on a 3rd and long play and convert. First down, Steele. Power eye look in the backfield. The inside handoff goes to Williams. LG Williams bouncing it to the right side of the field inside the 15 down to the 12. A nice gain of 7 yards on the play there. Make it 8 yards. It'll be 2nd down and a short 2. As checking into the ball game here for the Steele Knights is Richard Marrero. Marrero will split out here to the near side right, one receiver to the far side left, Moen the tight end to the left. Power eye look here on 2nd down and a long 2. Handoff goes to Stockton, and Stockton wrapped up immediately right in the middle of the field, but his forward progress does get him to the 10-yard line, and that will be 1st down. Jacob Mansour on the play as he wraps him up. And Hudson Hall as well, and Hudson Hall actually making the hit there, and Hall coming up a little gingerly there as he's the one that laid the wood there. Mansour and Irick were there, but Hudson Hall really delivering the punishing blow on Stockton, but he's able to get to the 11-yard line, so just outside the 10-yard line. So a very important maneuver there is because now the 1-yard line is a 1st down. And now a fumble in the backfield. The fumble, the ball comes out, Stockton picks it up, and he's going to be wrapped up all the way back towards the 25-yard line at the 27. What a huge turn of events there. As the ball came out, Karsten Hood, along with a slew of other Westlake defenders, headed towards the ball. Stockton picks up the ball, tries to recover it, and there's just no way. Nothing really fancy about that as Karsten Hood came in and made the tackle. And it's a huge loss back to, well, they're going to say he actually hit at the 24-yard line.
And some of these miscues they're having with exchanges and penalties, it reminds me a lot of what Westlake was doing on offense the last 2 weeks.
Delayed handoff here, this one going up the middle. And for the Steele Knights, that's Sterling Jenkins that gets the call. And the inside handoff down to the 21-yard line. So they pick up 4 yards. Let's go down to the sidelines and Matt Nader. Matt?
Thanks, Joe. If I'm Michael Jenkins, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a way to get the ball in my talented players' hands. And if I'm Darren Allman for the Chaparrals, I'm just going to find a way to keep on maintaining consistency. Don't turn the ball over. Coach Brown always said tight games like this are won and lost by explosive plays and turnovers.
2 wide receivers here to the near side right, 1 to the far side left on 3rd down and 20. Going over the middle is McCullum. He has a man, and that pass is caught for a touchdown. Wow, a 21-yard strike from Braylon McCullough to D'Angelo Wallace. Wallace came down in the end zone with the football, perfectly placed, and it's a touchdown for Steele.
Those long down and distance situations have absolutely killed Westlake so far in this ball game. You see Jack Meredith over trying to get the coverage, could not do it. The ball was placed nicely into the receiver's arms. Good pass there by Braylon McCullum. And Steele takes the lead here early in the 3rd quarter.
The snap is down, the kick is up, Concer's kick is good, 7:54 to play. And just like that, an explosive play of 21 yards in the back of the end zone to D'Angelo Wallace, and it's a touchdown for Steele. They lead 14-10, 7:54 to play in the 3rd quarter. This is Westlake football.
At age 40, attorney and Marine Corps reservist David Little was the picture of health until the left side of his body went completely numb.
We were on the phone while he was driving home when he suddenly stopped talking.
My dad had a stroke when he was driving me home.
I'm just really glad he ended up at St. David's, South Austin.
St. David's, South Austin saved my life.
Do you know what to do in an emergency? Visit stdavids.com to learn more.
At the Vince Young Steakhouse, we take pride that we are 100% locally owned and operated. Every recipe and dish is prepared from scratch with seasonal and local ingredients, ensuring great taste and consistent quality. So whether you're wanting a fine dining experience for 2 or a private dining room for 20, the Vince Young Steakhouse is the perfect place for your next night out. Conveniently located in the heart of downtown at 3rd and San Jacinto. Call 45 Steak for reservations or visit us online at vinceyoungsteakhouse.com. Vince Young Steakhouse, different from the herd.
We welcome you back to a crowded Chaparral Stadium, not only on the home side, but also on the visiting side. Cibolo Steele not too far away in that Church-Cibolo University area of the north end of San Antonio. The Salon at the Domain scoring drive, 11 plays, 58 yards, 3 minutes and 59 seconds off this 3rd quarter clock is the opening possession for Steele here in the 3rd quarter, and a 21-yard touchdown pass to D'Angelo Wallace from Braylon McCullum. That's your Salon at the Domain scoring drive. Check them out on Facebook. Search Salon at the Domain on Facebook.com. An end-over-end kick that's going to drive Tate Shaw 5 yards back. He'll take a knee, and the Chaparrals will start on offense as they come out to the 25-yard line. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Westlake Sports, and on Twitter as well, twitter.com/Westlake Sports for all the updates. And again, that 21-yard touchdown pass, really the first time we've seen Braylon McCullum go downfield over the middle of the field and getting vertical is D'Angelo Wallace. And he was covered, yes, but got a step behind the defense, and he was available 2 yards away from the back of the end zone for the score. Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell, Matt Nader, and Abe Garcia down on the sideline. Cantor in motion here from the right side of the formation to the near side on 1st and 10. The handoff on the first offensive possession for Westlake goes to Slaughter, out to the 30 to the 31-yard line, and a pickup of 6 yards. And that's exactly what Westlake wants to do in this second half. Grind it out as Patrick Elliott checks into the ball game.
Yeah, they didn't force anything in the first half. There's no reason down 4 to force anything right now in the third quarter. Just keep doing what you did in the first half. Those power running plays on first down really working well for this Westlake offense.
A clap of the hands, and the principals look back to the sidelines for the play. Cantor, the halfback, 2 wide receivers to the far side right, 1 here to the near side left, and lines as Westlake moves right to left. Blitz shown here, and here they come. The ball comes loose, and back scrambling is Jordan Sievert, and Jordan Sievert fighting for the football, and it looks like Steele has it, and they do. Coming up with it, the senior, Justin Garcia. As the linebacker came streaking, Jordan Sievert fumbled the ball, and it is Steele football. A turnover for the Chaparrals, the first of the ball game, and Steele inside the red zone, leading 14-10. They get the ball back on the first play on the Chaparral 19.
And it looked like Sievert was going to be able to get back on that football, just mishandled the recovery. And I'm not sure, but Justin Garcia was really showing an aggressive blitz look. I don't know if Jordan Sievert was just eyeing Garcia's blitz as the ball was coming at him, just mishandled the snap or what, but big play there.
Big play. The handoff will go to Stockton. Stockton trying to bounce it outside, and once again, just not available. The speed of the Westlake defense too much. He's able to pick up, or actually he'll lose a yard back to the 20-yard line. So it will be second down and what is technically a short 11, and a big opportunity here for this defense as Meredith checks off the field, and he's helmetless as he jogs here to the near sideline. But Noah Thompson, along with 3 other Westlake defenders on that far side, really bottling up the outside. The huddle breaks here as Stockton and Williams line up, kind of an offset 2 backfield, and the shotgun is Braylon McCullum, and he'll take it himself in the quarterback read, and there is absolutely nowhere to go. Karsten Hood, along with Justin Miller, you name it, they were there, and Ben Huddleston getting a little jawing in there as Huddleston just laughs and heads to the huddle defensively here as he got a good lick in at the back end of the play, but a successful stop there and another loss on the play. It'll be third down and a long 11.
You know, if you watch that BYU-Boise game on Thursday night, BYU fumbled the ball and gave it back to Boise on their own 1-yard line and then stopped them 4 straight downs to get the ball back, giving up no points. This isn't quite on the goal line, but still could be a huge stand right here on third down.
They empty the backfield. 4 wide receivers going over the middle. A wide open tight end, and it's Matt Moen snuck underneath the defense. Touchdown, Steele. Moen from 21 yards out. Once again, the second touchdown strike from McCullum. This time he finds Moen in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Steele.
And the second time we've seen Moen catch a ball wide open over the middle. Just a blown coverage there by the Westlake, either secondary, either one of the safeties or one of the linebackers blowing the coverage on Moen. And a second straight touchdown pass for Braylon McCullum.
This time the turnover, points off the turnover as the snap down. The kick is up by Kutzer, and it is good. 5:51 to play here in the third quarter, and the Knights of Steele lead Westlake 21-10. This is Westlake football.
For 102 years, the Coverts have set the standard for car dealers in Central Texas. Hi, I'm Jenny Covert, and your parents, grandparents, and even some of your great-grandparents have shopped with my family. Our service, our inventory, and of course, our low Covert price are the reasons over 1 million customers come back again and again. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Auto Group, Austin, Bastrop, and Hutto.
On game days, you see me running out here with close to 100 other people. It's a team effort. It takes all of us to make UT football a success. It's a lot like you and your finances. You need to surround yourself with the best people in the business. That's where University Federal Credit Union comes in. The UFCU team works hard to make sure your financial game plan is always in shape. University of Texas Athletics and University Federal. So close, we share the same name.
We welcome you back to Chaparral Stadium as we've seen 14 unanswered points here out of the third quarter locker room and only one play offensively. That was a Jordan Sievert fumble. And Johnny on the spot was the senior linebacker, Justin Garcia, showed the blitz, and then he wound up picking up the ball. 3 plays later, and Steele is in the end zone. A wide open busted coverage play. Moen wide open in the middle of the field as he waltzed into the end zone untouched for the score. That capped the 3-play, 21-yard drive for the Steele Knights, and they lead 21-10 here with 5:51 to play. No panic mode here is coming out of the end zone and out to the 20-yard line, to the 25. Sidesteps another tackler, does Tate Shaw, and he's finally dropped at the 25-yard line. So a good return out to the 25 for Shaw, and Westlake will have to get back in business in a short memory Jordan Sievert must have here in this drive.
Exactly, and if I'm offensive coordinator Jeff Rhodes right here, I seriously consider going primarily under center. There's been a lot of problems going out of the shotgun with just handling the football. So, and going under center and running the football, running power, you can still do that down 21-10 here, middle of the third quarter. And you see that right here coming out in the power eye under center. Westlake can keep doing that as they jump off sides here.
And it looks like there will be contact made along the Steele defense. It was Joshua Malin that came across and actually touched one of the offensive linemen, and that's when the offensive lineman moved. He actually got a hand on the helmet, and this should be offsides, or at least it is, and it's offsides. It'll get Westlake a free 5 yards, and after 14 unanswered points here early in the third quarter, in fact, the first 6.5 minutes, Steele has managed to put 14 points on the board. They lead 21-10. And, John, you just need to get the offense in gear. You're only down 11. Of course, you have big play opportunities for the Westlake offense as well. But it's up to the O to stay on the field for a while and give that Westlake defense some time to breathe. And now a little trickery here is a delay handoff and trying to get away from, once again, Justin Garcia. As the inside handoff went to Alex Chavez. And Chavez, that's his first carry in a couple of weeks as Harrison Lyons and Patrick Elliott check in on the field. Chavez will come out, as will Zach Dansby, the tight end. It'll be second down. A short game, about 1 yard. It'll be 2nd and 4.
And that's just a beautiful play there by Justin Garcia. Staying home, didn't bite on the fake, just a little counter trap there inside, and a good play.
Shotgun set, now firing it out to the far side is Sievert. Sievert with a completion to the 35-yard line, out to the 36. That'll move the chains, and a nice catch there by Patrick Elliott. And one thing that we've seen from Elliott tonight, he has held on to the football every time they've targeted him. The chains move, and that chain move brought to you by the Salon at the Domain and BMW of Austin as Westlake starts just along the right hash mark at their own 36-yard line. First down and 10. 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. 2 wide receivers here to the near side left, 1 to the far side right. Man-on-man coverage on the far side. And now Box trying to alert everybody that is the case. Pistol to the right as Canner is the halfback. Back to pass. Picking up the blitz nicely is Slaughter. And that pass is caught. No, it's dropped on the far side as Canner had it in his hands in the flat. A pass that he talked about a lot in that interview for our Shap of the Week, but he's unable to haul it in. But a beautiful job there by Ben Slaughter, picking up that bull rush on the outside and giving Sievert time.
And it's really important for the Westlake receivers to catch those short balls. Right now, up 11, this Steele defense is going to play probably a little conservative in the pass defense game and not letting receivers behind them. So those short balls might be there right now in the third quarter.
2 wide receivers here to the near side left, and this time Sievert's going to keep it himself, just rumbling forward along that right hash mark, out past the 40 to the 43-yard line where his knee touches. So good sizable gain there on second down as Dansby, Chavez along with Christian Bartley checking in, as it'll be a third down and short situation here. The first down is the 46-yard line. The Chaparrals have the nose of the football at the 44. They'll break the huddle. It'll be 3rd down and 2 with 4:20 to play, third quarter, down 11. Power eye look at the backfield. Sievert is under center, and they'll toss it here to the near side. A flag has been thrown, and it looks like a big broken play here to the 40. Inside the 35, down to the 30-yard line, and Slaughter is able to rumble his way down to the 26-yard line. A huge pickup, but this one could be coming back.
And I didn't see the penalty, but I'm guessing it's coming back just by Coach Allman's reaction. Threw down his headset. May have been illegal formation, and I think it is.
And that's exactly the call. It was not a false start. as the play did not stop. But just great open field running there. Trying to pick his poison was Ben Slaughter, but it's all for naught, as 3rd down and 2 would have been a first down yardage into Steele territory. Would have set up shop 6 yards away from the red zone, but the flag lying at the 41-yard line. And unfortunately for Westlake, it is going to be a 3rd down and long situation. Personnel change here as Harrison Lyons comes into the ballgame for Westlake along with Brendan Cox. So deep threats in the ballgame here for Jordan Sievert on 3rd down and now 7 as the ball moves back to the 40, well, right around the 39-yard line in Chaparral territory. 3 wide receivers here to the near side left, a back to the right of Sievert, 1 receiver to the far side right. On 3rd down and 7, back to pass. Here comes the rush. Sievert stands tall in the pocket. That pass is caught by Elliott, and Elliott is close to a first down. And Patrick has it at the 46-yard line, and that will move the chains. Clutch catch by Patrick Elliott.
Yeah, and a great job there by Jordan Sievert, being patient in the pocket, and a good job by the offensive line to hold off the blitzing players by Steele and the defensive line. He looked for a second there like Jordan Sievert might run out of the pocket, and then he set his feet, and he found Elliott over the middle, a big 3rd down completion.
2 wide receivers here to the near side left. It's Lyons and Box. A back on to the right, the Slaughter. In front of him is Canner. Is in the shotgun is Sievert. Sievert fakes the handoff, now going over the middle. That pass is overthrown and intercepted. And it's intercepted by Jordan Stearns. Stearns at the 40 to the 45, and he's wrapped up from behind, and he falls forward, and the ball came out, but he's going to be down at the 49-yard line. So a turnover as Jordan Sievert throws an interception to Jordan Stearns, and with that, Stearns does not have an interception on the season. He gets his first one there, and it's Steele ball at the Chaparral 49-yard line.
And you saw that ball just come out of his hand. Jordan Sievert just came out of his hand completely off. Not a spiral, a little wobbly. Looked like it may have just slipped out of the hand, and it was overthrown nowhere near Harrison Lyons, right into the waiting arms of Jordan Stearns. And the 2nd turnover in a row for this Westlake offense. Exactly how Cibolo Steele has been able to take control of ball games this year. And dangerous time right now for Westlake.
Action, and here comes the rush. McCullum still has the football, and he's actually holding it out dangerously there on the field side of his right hand, just outside the 50-yard line as he is dropped at the 50, so it will be a loss of 1. 2nd down and 11, but you talk about a turnover there. McCullum just flirting with that ball on the live side of the field as he did not protect it. And with the way this Westlake defense has been hitting, John, that's a very dangerous move for the young quarterback.
Yeah, and Coach Mike Jinks for Steele going for the knockout blow right there on 1st down, sending receivers streaking down the sidelines, but a good job by the Westlake corners.
Power eye look, and this time the handoff goes to Williams. Williams sheds 1 tackler, and then coming in and making a hit is Tate Shaw. Shaw hits him as he goes down to the 45-yard line, and Tate dropping him at the 44. But Williams just a tough runner inside. Not the biggest of cats in there at 175 pounds, but that's a sophomore kid running right at the teeth of this defense, and a good play there by Tate Shaw.
I think it goes without saying right now with Steele having the ball at the 44-yard line and all the momentum. This is a must-stop for the Westlake defense.
A receiver to the far side left, that's Thompson. And the handoff will go to Stockton. Stockton can't forget about him. Inside the 35, to the 30, to the 20. Bounces it outside to the 10, to the 5. Justin Stockton, for the 2nd time tonight, is in the end zone. Touchdown, Steele.
Well, this is why they're number 5 in the state right here. They can come out and, go in the locker room with a 10-7 deficit and just come out from the locker room and absolutely blow up with 3 touchdowns, 2 forced turnovers, and all of a sudden about to be up 28-10, and just, they made great adjustments at halftime, and they come out firing.
So out of the hold of Wagner, Kotzer with the extra point, snap down, kick up, and the kick is good. So with 2:29 to play in the 3rd quarter, it has been the Steele quarter. Steele 28, Westlake 10. 14 unanswered points off of turnovers, and we'll be right back after this message. This is Westlake football.
At age 40, attorney and Marine Corps reservist David Little was the picture of health until the left side of his body went completely numb.
We were on the phone while he was driving home when he suddenly stopped talking.
My dad had a stroke when he was driving me home.
I'm just really glad he ended up at St. David's, South Austin.
St. David's, South Austin saved my life.
Do you know what to do in an emergency? Visit stdavids.com to learn more.
Bedbugs can invade your home via unexpected places, like from a college dorm room or a family trip. Bedbugs are hard to detect and almost impossible for a homeowner to get rid of themselves. ABC's heat remediation process is the most effective non-chemical treatment available. Heat gets rid of bedbugs in a matter of hours with no damage to household contents. With a single treatment, rooms can return to normal use free of bedbugs. For bedbug problems, call ABC Home and Commercial Services, specialists for your environment.
We welcome you back to Chaparral Stadium here, the Salon at the Domain scoring drive after the interception by Stearns. 3 plays, 49 yards, and a 44-yard touchdown run by Justin Stockton. The point after touchdown good, and with 2:29 to play in the third quarter, it is all Steele in the second half. 21 unanswered points, 14 of those off turnovers, 1 Jordan Sievert fumble, the second the interception, and just like that, the Knights are up 18, 28-10, outscoring Westlake here in the third quarter. End over end kick by Kotzer will be fielded at the 2. Bringing it out to the 10-yard line at the 15, to the 20, to the 25. Trying to make a move outside of Slaughter. Slaughter still driving his legs out to the 30-yard line and finally brought down. So a very nice running there by Ben Slaughter, and you can really say that he is definitely the highlight offensively here for the Chaparrals, and now he's doing his damage on special teams as he returns at 28 yards, and Westlake will scrimmage from their own 30.
Yeah, Slaughter has certainly been a bright spot for this Westlake team, especially that run he had earlier in the third quarter with the illegal formation.
Let's go down to the sidelines and Matt Nader.
Myself, but I'm going to go ahead and have to reiterate that these close games are won by explosive plays and touchdowns. And what I mean by explosive plays are any play that's more than 20 yards. I mean, what we saw earlier, a touchdown from an inside flag route by the receiver, turnover from a fumbled snap, another touchdown by another inside flag route from Matt Moen, and then another turnover and then a 40-yard run by the Steel Knights. Great job.
Yeah, the explosiveness is definitely there, and on first down, a sizable gain for Slaughter as he picks up 4 yards. Slaughter out as he makes his way towards the 34-yard line. Actually, that's Chris Cantor on the play, not Slaughter. As we bring you back to live action here. Second down in the short 7. 2 wide receivers here to the near side left, 1 to the far side right. Schaap's got to get something going here in this drive. Rolling out, and the ball is tipped up in the air, and somehow that pass is not intercepted. And just a great break on the ball defensively there by Jalen Maddox. And just a great job by Brandon Box trying to get his mitts on the ball as well. And somehow that ball fell incomplete between Box and Maddox. Both of them had shots at catching that ball.
And Jordan Sievert had Brandon Box in the short part of the field and Patrick Elliott deep. He wanted Brandon Box and had him open, but somebody got a hand on the football.
2 wide receivers here to the near side left, 1 to the far side right. Play action, back to pass. Sievert now staked out of the pocket. He has to shovel it forward, and it's incomplete. He was trying for the shuttle pass there as the protection broke down. Knocked down is Sievert. It was intended for Chris Cantor. And once again, it's third down here on the incomplete. Chavez out. Actually, check that. It is 4th down. That was 3rd down. It is 4th down, and now it's punting time here for the Westlake Chaparrals. And really just offensively, this not only the adjustments have been made on offense for Steele, but they've definitely been made on the defensive side of the ball. Of course, Westlake's help with 2 third-quarter turnovers. Barton back to punt it away, and Steele up 18, trying to seal this one shut. And here comes the punt, and a flag has been thrown. As the rush was there for Steele, Michael Barton got it out, but Michael Barton knocked down, and a flag comes down at the 22-yard line. And it is roughing the kicker, but it's only a 5-yard penalty, so it sets up 4th down and 2 here because the kick was bad. Michael Barton got hit as he was kicking the ball.
Yeah, he didn't.
And the ball went out around on the 49-yard line, so it will not be good position defensively for Westlake to be in as they'll give Steele the short field, so they'll re-kick.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of contact. He just ran into him enough to draw the flag. You see that type of play a lot where the flag stays in the pocket. The referee throws the flag there. Really no harm for Steele unless Westlake wants to maybe try a fake here. I could see that happening on 4th and 2, coming out in a punt formation and trying a fake punt here. Really kind of desperation time, down 18 points. But Michael Barton back out on the field.
Michael Barton out, and you have to pay attention for Westlake. You got to pay attention to Jacob Mansour, who is that up back that's right in front, who could take the snap on the fake. And it will be 4th down and 2. Mansour in front of him. Now Barton out. Try to angle it here to the near side, but they do not run the fake. The punt is away, and it is a beauty. High, spiraling, and nobody back deep but it takes a Steele hop to the 25-yard line, and it'll go out of bounds at the 27. So a long field here for the Steele Knights, but they don't care about length. They've had some explosive plays, two 21-yard passes, one to Moen, the other one to D'Angelo Wallace, and of course the 44-yard touchdown run by Justin Stockton, his second touchdown run of the night. And just like that, 21 unanswered points here in the second half, 14 of those off the turnovers, one the Jordan Sievert fumble, and then the Jordan Sievert interception throw to Stearns, and 3 plays later, Steele was in the end zone. So now they are up 18 and with the ball, and the Knights come out with 1:13 to play in the third quarter. Play action, trying to go for the jugular, a wide open receiver downfield, but it is 10 yards overthrown. And it was Jalen Harris that basically just told Derek Cohen, hey, look, Derek, we're going to go to the house and see if you can keep up with me. And I tell you what, Ticket City Twin #1 definitely keeping up with Jalen Harris and just step for step with him the entire way down the field. Even if that throw was good, Derek was going to be there on the defensive side.
And you got to love the attitude of this Steele team and the Steele coaching staff to come out up 18 and fire the ball trying to score on first down.
And the handoff this time will go to Sterling Jenkins, and Jenkins just finding a little bit of wiggle room there just inside the right hash mark out of the 29-yard line. So a pickup of 2 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
And the most demoralizing part so far for this Westlake defense, really all game, is most of the big plays that Steele's had on offense has come in long down and distance situations when you think, okay, we've got him 2nd down and 20 or 3rd down and 20, and then boom, they break a draw or complete a wide open pass over the middle. It's those kind of plays that really not only demoralize the defense, but the whole team standing on the sideline just got to throw up their hands and say, you know, what can we do on 3rd and long and 2nd and long when they keep converting with big plays.
Richard Marrero split out here to the near side, rolling left as McCullum throwing on the run, and he fires towards the 1st down, and it is complete to Thaddeus Thompson, and it is good for 8 yards and a 1st down. And John, you just said it. And there will be a flag thrown here late in the play. It was Anthony Patino that was trying to get off the turf, and not too sure if this is actually going to be against Patino or if it's actually going to be against Matt Moen. Matt Moen came in contact, and on the downfield block was Moen on Patino, and Patino was trying to get up, and he could not get up. But I'm not too sure who this is going to go against. Is a little scuffle at the end of the play here after the 1st down was achieved. And we'll see it's a personal foul, and it's on Westlake. Wow, that's a dagger. On 3rd down and 8, you've got him in the position you want. They fire a 9-yard pass to Thompson from McCullum. They pick up the 1st down, and now you give him 15 yards more on the personal foul on Anthony Patino. And it just looked like they got wrapped up on each other, and he couldn't get up. Didn't look like there was any words being tossed around there, but at the end, Patino's just trying to get up. Moen was trying to get up as well, but a flag thrown on Patino. Inside handoff goes to Williams. Williams trying to do his best to get up the middle, fights his way towards the 40-yard line, and then driven backwards to the 39. Name your tackler, Jack Meredith, at the bottom of the scrum there. And it will be the end of the 3rd quarter, and what a quarter it was for Cibolo Steele. 21 unanswered points, 14 of those off turnovers, and the Knights lead Westlake at home 28-10. Live from Chaparral Stadium, this is Westlake football.
At the Vince Young Steakhouse, we take pride that we are 100% locally owned and operated. Every recipe and dish is prepared from scratch with seasonal and local ingredients, ensuring great taste and consistent quality. So whether you're wanting a fine dining experience for 2 or a private dining room for 20, the Vince Young Steakhouse is the perfect place for your next night out. Conveniently located in the heart of downtown at 3rd and San Jacinto. Call 45 Steak for reservations or visit us online at vinceyoungsteakhouse.com. Vince Young Steakhouse, different from the herd.
We welcome you back to what will hopefully be a better quarter for the Westlake Chaparrals. They trail 28-10 with a 10-7 lead at halftime. It's been 21 answered by the Steele Knights, and impressive. We were talking about it during the break. Joe Taylor, John Nidell up here in the UFCU broadcast booth at Chaparral Stadium. John, really, Steele's just playing very well. Bottom line is they've been able to capitalize on turnovers. Westlake mistakes have led to points. Defensively, they've been out there most of the third quarter. They'll start the fourth quarter with the Westlake defense. Really, we've only talked about 2 plays of really we've seen busted coverage. This Steele team, that good enough to be number 5 in the state. A wide receiver each way, and the deep setback is D'Angelo Wallace. Wallace crosses the 40 out to the 39-yard line, down to the 38, but it is about a yard shy of the first down, so it will set up 3rd down and 1 here. 3rd and long has plagued the Chaparrals as Steele has been able to make the plays to get the first down and keep drives alive. Maybe 3rd and short will toss up something different for the Chaps here. As checking in from the far side will be L.G. Williams. He's back into the play as a fullback in the formation here as they huddle up. Thaddeus Thompson will split out wide to the right and a power eye look at the backfield. In fact, the back's just offset. Williams eye to the left with Wallace as the deep setback, and now just a quarterback keeper to pick up the first down, and McCullum does so down to the 36-yard line, and it will be a 1st and 10 for the Steele Knights. Let's go down to the sidelines and Matt Nader. Matt?
Guys, I hate to forecast 11 minutes left on the clock in the fourth quarter, but if the Steele Knights put one in the end zone here, they can just go into grind tempo and run the clock out. The Chaps got to get a stop here and get some points on the board.
As big as a play has been with turnovers for the Chaparrals and obviously by the Steele defense, a turnover here would be huge. We've seen Stockton fumble the ball before, but he is not in the game. This time the handoff goes to Williams. Williams off the right side. A flag comes in late at the 31-yard line when Williams hits the dirt, courtesy of the Westlake Chaparral defense down to the 31-yard line. But to see what the flag is all about. And the penalty is against Steele. So once again, a chop block. And it will cost Steele 15 yards. So again, a good opportunity here for the Westlake Chaparrals. And that's actually a personal foul on the chop block. It'll be 15 yards. And the ball will move back close to midfield as they'll march it towards right around the W, the Westlake logo. And the ball will be marked at the Chaparral 48-yard line. They'll need the 26, will the Knights, to pick up the first down. And it's a big play here for the Chaparral defense, and a big break here as Carson Spencer lines up on an island here. Checking into the ball game is Trevor Aheen. He lines up a man-to-man coverage, and now D'Angelo Wallace trying to get to the outside. Fights off one blocker at the 40, steps back towards the numbers, then back towards the outside, picks up positive yardage just outside the numbers, inside the 35-yard line, down to the 32. A good gain on 1st and long after that 15-yard penalty, but he steps out of bounds at the 32-yard line. And with that, a 16-yard pickup, and it'll be 2nd down and manageable here as once again, big play yardage by D'Angelo Wallace.
Yeah, you see Wallace here, the 136-pounder, just really athletic ability. That's all that is right there, and able to pick up about 6 or 7 extra yards because of his athletic ability, and they pick up a big chunk on 1st and long.
Will be 2nd down and 7, and the handoff goes to Williams. Williams bottled up in traffic there as he's bounced back by his own offensive line, and he's dropped at the 31-yard line. Meredith there at the bottom. Williams slow to get up as he's reaching for his offensive line. Play dead, and time for Williams to try to get up. Williams was able to get up, but they called an official timeout as Williams is just slow to get up. The training staff for Steele coming out, trying to get him to his feet. Right now he is kneeling at the 31-yard line as he took just a shot at the end of that play to set up 3rd down and what will be a long 4-yard line. Ball marked just outside the 30. This will be officially about 4.5 yards to pick up the first down here for the Steele Knights, as the Steele Knights collectively as an offensive unit hit the knee, and their fallen teammate here, the young sophomore L.G. Williams, being tended to. Let's go down to the sidelines. Matt Nader. Matt?
Unfortunate injury here for the Steele Knights. I like how everybody's taking a knee right here. That reminds me of Ben Breedlove. Young man, had a full opportunity to meet this gentleman. Great kid. Hats off to him. Hypertrophic cardiomyopathy and left us last year. Very unfortunate, but he will leave his legacy behind, and say hats off to his family.
Thank you, Matt Nader. Again, that's what the white T-shirts are all about. They pay homage to a fallen chaparral, a classmate, if you will, and of course, star of his own viral video as he passed away during the holiday break a year ago in December. And it's fun to see how the Westlake faithful honor their own. But as L.G. Williams is helped to the sideline, it'll be third down and a long 4. 2 wide receivers here, one each way. Power eye look at the backfield. The handoff to Stockton. Stockton trying to bounce it to the outside, and he escapes one tackler, now 2 tacklers, and surges forward along the numbers on the outside, inside the 25-yard line, down to the 24, as Stockton's leg just does not stop. First down, Steele.
Yeah, we're not really seeing the same energy in the Westlake defense that we saw in the first half, and that's what happens when you're put in tough situations like they were in the third quarter with the turnovers. You're out there all quarter, you get a little tired, and all of a sudden a guy like Justin Stockton is going to get to the outside and find creases, more so against a tired defense.
And Jack Meredith really wrapped up there, but kudos to Stockton for finishing the run. That's what picked up the first down at the 25-yard line, close to striking distance here. The handoff to Wallace. Wallace right between the guards and tackles, inside the 20, down to the 15, and he's brought down at the 12-yard line, make it the 13-yard line, a pickup of 12 yards and a first down as the ball's marked just inside the 14 at the 13-yard line officially. So a first down run regardless, and now the first down stick is just inside the 4-yard line at the 3, and Steele trying to put a final nail in the coffin here if they try to make this touchdown, or at least make this scoring drive count here at the end of this drive, really sucking most of the first part of this quarter up here in the 4th. And the inside handoff will go to Brown. The first carry for Keyshawn Brown here. That's his 6th overall. Does have a rushing touchdown late in the ball game against Kerrville-Tively. And he gets the handoff here as he's the backup for L.G. Williams. He picks up 1 yard. It'll be second down and 9. As Westlake's defense trying desperately to get on the field. And that's really been the storyline, John. You had the chop block, 15 yards. Wallace picks up a good portion of that on first down. Then you get into a manageable situation, back-to-back run plays. The injury gave chance Justin Stockton to get a blow, and he comes in and runs over Westlake defenders. Now in play action, here's McCullum swinging it out. The pass is caught by Brown inside the 10, down to the 5, and he's very close to a first down on second down and 9. It'll be third down and a short 1 with the ball just inside the 5-yard line, and McCullum just keeping the play alive and finding the open man.
If you talk to these Cibolo Steele players, you really get the sense there's just a sense of extra motivation there coming off of last season, going 15-0 to the state title game, losing by 20 points in that game to Spring DeCanty and finishing 15-1. Just when you win the state title the year before, that's 15-1, and losing in the state title, that's not up to your standards, or at least that's not up to their standards coming into this year. You just feel a different sense of motivation, and they really want to come out and redeem themselves coming off of that state title game last year.
Under center is McCullum. Brown will go in motion. The handoff to Wallace. Wallace gets the first down, but he is shy of the goal line as he comes down at the 1. Tackled from behind. And now the Westlake defense really, as we get a look at the visual view of our telecast here, which can be seen on YNN Sports, cable channel 1509, Sunday morning at 9 a.m., and it was really at the back end of that play, I believe it was Noah Thompson. And that's right, the fisherman actually catching bait right there at the 1-yard line, not allowing Wallace in for his first rushing touchdown of the night, and what would have been his second touchdown overall. But it'll be first and goal as Wallace picks up the first down. Brown in motion, the handoff. This time Wallace leaps over the goal line, touchdown, Steele. And that is the hammer, and that is the nail into the coffin of this Chaparral defense, as Westlake's offense has really betrayed him here in the third quarter. 21 unanswered points in the third quarter, now 7 more points in the opening drive for Steele in the fourth quarter. 28 unanswered overall, as the Chaparrals have failed to move the football and have failed to score here in the second half. At the number 5 team in the state in 5A, showing you exactly why they were able to do whatever they want to on the football field when they start to catch their momentum, John, as Kunzer comes on for the extra point. 7:39 to play in the fourth quarter, and Westlake down now by what will be a score of 35-10. 25-point difference as the snap's down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 7:39 to play, and the Chaparrals in a huge hole. It's Steele 35, Westlake 10. This is Westlake football.
For 102 years, the Coverts have set the standard for car dealers in Central Texas. Hi, I'm Jenny Covert, and your parents, grandparents, and even some of your great-grandparents have shopped with my family. Our service, our inventory, and of course, our low Covert price are the reasons over 1 million customers come back again and again. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Auto Group, Austin, Bastrop, and Hutto.
The Steam Team, your #1 choice for cleaning residential and commercial carpet, tile, and wood flooring, upholstery, air ducts, and more, including 24-hour emergency water and fire damage restoration. The Steam Team is an Austin original, locally owned and operated since 1983. All employees are trained and certified by the Institute of Inspection, Cleaning, and Restoration. We guarantee our services and will do whatever it takes to please our customers. Call 451-TEAM or online at thesteamteam.com.
The Salon at the Domain scoring drive, 14 plays, 73 yards, capped by a 1-yard touchdown run by D'Angelo Wallace. He gets his rushing touchdown to add to his receiving touchdown in the third quarter, and Wallace has had a whale of a night along with Stockton as they have compiled for some impressive offensive numbers here. We'll take a look at those in our postgame show. Make sure you stay tuned to it. BMW of Austin drive home, 35-10 your score. And getting his right leg into it is Kotzer. It's a sidewinding kick that'll go 2 yards deep into the end zone. It'll be corralled there by Ben Slaughter, and he'll take a knee, and it'll be Chaparral football at the 25-yard line. Westlake 30 yards of total offense in the second half, as they have not been on the field. And three of the drives have been short-lived. And of course, turnovers have killed the Chaparrals tonight, as Jordan Sievert fumbled in the third quarter on the first drive that set up the second Steele touchdown in the third quarter. Of course, they took the opening kickoff out of the locker room in the third quarter downfield for a score. Rolling to the right side and firing downfield. That pass caught by Harrison Lyons at the 34-yard line. Good for a 9-yard pickup. And now the offense starting to roll as Russell Pape and Zach Dansby get in the ball game here on 2nd down and 1 with 7.5 minutes to play here. Westlake down by 25. It'll take much more than a miracle to get things going here for the offense, but if anything, you try to get some momentum going into the end of the ball game, and of course into your district opener next week against Bowie right here at Chaparral Stadium. On 2nd and 1, the toss will go to the far side, and trying to turn the corner is Keith Carter, and Carter's first carry, no, check that, that's Elliot Condos. Condos' first carry coming off what has been an injury-plagued early season for Elliot Condos. And now he gets into the ball game for his first carry, and he goes backwards, loses a yard, and it'll be 3rd down and 2. As Pape and Dansby check out of the game, Condos will remain in the game.
And once again, another play, offensive play, starts with a drop ball. Whether it was a bad snap or just a mishandle by Jordan Sievert, got to fix those mistakes.
Rolling here to the near side on the move is Sievert. Now looking, fires downfield, and that pass is juggled and dropped, and it will be an incomplete pass in the hands of Harrison Lyons, and Harrison Lyons was absolutely sandwiched by 2 defenders. Roy Russell, along with Cody Hicks, just really sandwiching Harrison Lyons and making it almost impossible for him to catch the ball. But the fact that Harrison actually has a chance to make this catch is pretty unbelievable. We get the benefit of the replay here, and really jarring the ball loose is Roy Russell as he hit Harrison as the ball got to his fingertips. And it will be 4th down here for Westlake, and on come the punting unit. So even when things start to go swimmingly with a 9-yard pickup on the ensuing drive, Westlake goes backwards on 2nd down and an incomplete pass on 3rd down. And just like that, the Chaps have to punt it away. And a low snap here to Barton, and Michael gets his right foot into this one. It'll angle left, hit at the 32-yard line, bounce inside the 25, down to the 20, and it'll be out of bounds at the 21-yard line officially. And 6:15 to play here as the Westlake defense once again has to go back out on the field. Fatigue doesn't even begin to describe it, folks, and it's a yeoman's effort here by all of the defenders, and we mean all of them, because most of them play. This is a rotation of about 15 guys that get on the field throughout the ball game, and they have literally been the only cast members of the Westlake Chaparrals that have been on the field in the 3rd and now the 4th quarter.
And clearly there's going to be adjustments that need to be made as far as Westlake coming out of the locker room in the second half. Last 2 games, 36-7, they lost the 4th quarter. And obviously you throw this 3rd quarter in tonight, and Westlake down 28-0 in the second half.
Wagner, the quarterback of record, hands off to Keyshawn Brown, and Brown takes it to the right side out to the 25-yard line to the 26. A 5-yard pickup there. It'll be 2nd down and 5. We talk about Keyshawn Brown. He's a junior at 162 pounds. Again, it's not necessarily just size. You don't have to be the biggest guy in the world, but execution up front is huge. We're getting a look at some of the second teamers up there. And Jonathan Lundy in the ballgame, Matthew Beeland in the ballgame as well. We're seeing a bunch of guys come in off that offensive line, and they are still just moving forward. Wagner with the handoff. It'll go in the backfield to D'Angelo Wallace. And Wallace off the right side. And he is stopped right at the 28-yard line. The ball's actually, nose of the football is going to be right around the 29-yard line. So it will be third down after a gain of about 2 yards. It'll be third down and 3. As the nose of the football just outside the 28-yard line along that right hash. A receiver each way. Splitting out here is Justin Carter to the near side left, but a power eye look under center is Tyler Wagner. 171-pound junior is 1 of 2 passing for 17 yards. He's carried the ball once for 7 yards. Power eye look, it'll be an inside handoff to the fullback, and running straight up the middle is Keyshawn Brown. Brown picks up the first down out to the 35-yard line to the 36. Clock will stop momentarily with 4:48 to play. Again, your score, Steele leading Westlake 35-10, a 28-point unanswered scoring fest for the Knights in the second half.
It'll be really interesting to see as the Knights go on through their season how Braylon McCollum develops, especially with Tommy Armstrong being the start quarterback the last 2 years.
Power eye look here, and once again the handoff will go into the backfield, and we're seeing guys that come into the ball game now by the droves.
And Braylon McCollum, he's played really well in this game. He's been able to find some open receivers, but what'll be interesting to see is if when there's a game, a close game, say in the playoffs where they're playing a team that's really playing those receivers tight, will Braylon McCollum, if the running game is getting shut down, will he be able to lift his team to a victory like Tommy Armstrong was able to do?
It was a 2-yard gain by backup running back Teron Williams. Williams out of the play now, as we'll get a look at Jalen Harris as the deep setback here on 2nd down and 8, but it'll be an inside handoff to Brown. Brown trying to, and he pops up the football, but he is down as he tried to reach out for the 45-yard line, got to the 44, and as he did so, his hand bounced off the turf and the ball went with it, but it's not a fumble, but tackled there just inside the 45-yard line at the 44 is Keyshawn Brown. Mason Pitts checking back into the ball game at his nose tackle position. It'll be 3rd down and 2. And like I said, the ball right in the middle of the field, just shy of the 44. 3:19 to play here in the ball game. 35-10. Steele with the 28 unanswered point barrage here in the 3rd and 4th quarter. Power eye look. Wagner in the game. He's the backup quarterback. A receiver on either side. The toss will go to Jalen Harris. Harris trying to get to the outside. Picks up the first down as he bounces it just outside the right hash mark and just inside the numbers. And he's got positive yardage out to the 48-yard line, and the chains move with 3 minutes to play.
Cibolo Steele just flexing their muscle right here, running the football. With 3 minutes left, they just want to run this clock out, put together a drive, and get back on the bus and go back to Cibolo.
Trying to keep everybody healthy here as they'll break the huddle here on what will be 1st down and 10 from their own 47-yard line. And once again, the defense just trying to get the Steele offense off the field. The handoff is juggled and secured by the running back, and it was, I believe, Teron Williams that got the call there, and Williams still on his feet, driving his way inside Chaparral territory to the 49, down to the 48-yard line.
And you see a guy like Williams who clearly does not get a lot of playing time because of the talent above him on the depth chart, but getting into the game clearly has the drive and the want to coming into the game late in the ball game, getting his opportunity, making the most of it, really fighting for those extra yards. An impressive run right there by Williams.
So it will be 2nd down after the 5-yard gain. Like you said, a lot of want to in this 2nd and 3rd team offense here as they get a mix of players in. And a lot like Westlake, they have a lot of guys that can play at a high level. This time the handoff will go to Williams, and he'll go backwards to the 50-yard line. And a nice play there as Williams was stopped right by Noah Thompson as Thompson comes up out of the bottom of that pile, as he was the first one to drill Williams back to the 48-yard line. So it is a loss on the play, and Williams goes down courtesy of the fisherman, Noah Thompson. Let's go down to the sidelines and Matt Nader. Matt?
I want to follow up on what John said. I think that these guys went into halftime. Cibolo Steele went into halftime thinking, hey, guys, we're not playing up to our standards. The Shafts, on the other hand, probably said, hey, guys, we're playing really well. Let's keep it up. I think Coach Michael Jenks really went in there and said, guys, we are not playing as well as we need to be playing. Here's what we need to do better, and they just came out and executed.
And the handoff will go to Keyshawn Brown on 3rd down and 6. What is another 3rd down and long situation. Finally, the Chaparral defense able to corral one of the Steele Knights on offense before they reach the 1st down marker, and it will be 4th down. The ball marked at the just inside the 44-yard line, right around the 43. And you have to wonder here, will the Steele Knights actually run a play on 4th down and 1 and try to pick up that yard to keep the Westlake defense on the field? 33 seconds to go in the ball game as they'll let the play clock wind down inside 15 seconds, try to throw it off just a bit. We're looking at about almost an 11-second differential between play clock to game clock. We're inside 20 seconds here in the 4th quarter. Power eye look, and it looks to be like just a handoff simply to Keyshawn Brown. And Brown's going to go down at the 45-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. The clock will stop, and Westlake will have 10 seconds to have one final offensive play here. It is what simply has been an absolute beatdown in the second half as Steele flexed their muscle, but Westlake helped with a couple of turnovers. The offense could never really get in sync as Westlake trots out for what most likely will be the final play of the ball game.
And a quick score update from out in Lake Travis. Consolidated beating Lake Travis right now 23-21 late in the 4th quarter.
Back on either side of Sievert. Here comes the throw across the middle, and that pass is caught by Patrick Elliott, and it was thrown so quickly and so fast that it's down to the 30-yard line. There is 1 second, and actually some of the Westlake faithful arguing that there should be a little bit more time on the clock, and a timeout has been called by Westlake with 1 second to play. That was just an absolute dart over the middle as the throw came in just a little low, but Elliott able to dive for it, and he picks up the 1st down, and that's what stopped the clock at 1 second just outside the 31-yard line. It was a 24-yard pickup and a 1st down for Westlake. They'll take their timeout, and they'll run one final play.
Yeah, the throw was a little low, but it needed to be a little low, and really a great throw there by Jordan Sievert. Placed it right where Patrick Elliott was, and probably his best throw of the night right there.
And you have to wonder just how much that sore thumb is bothering him. Kind of a bombshell dropped on us in the middle of that pregame interview with Darren Allman, talking about how it's bothered him since the Cedar Park game. And really on your throwing hand, your thumb, one of the most important digits, if you will, on the football. It's the last one that really leaves the football and really controls what Jordan's probably best asset is. Forget about 6'4", forget about 220, forget about the arm. It's the accuracy that he's able to have on those short touch passes that really are the cornerstone of this power spread offense. It's a lot of short passes and then trying to establish the run to go deep, and Jordan just having accuracy issues. But here's the final play of the game out of the timeout. Shotgun, back to passes Jordan. Now shucking one tackler, and he's brought down in the backfield, and that is the ball game. Jordan Sievert holding on to the football, and he will take the quarterback sack back at his own 40 or at the Steele 41-yard line, and that will do it. The game is over, and Westlake will limp into the district opener against Bowie next week here at Chaparral Stadium with a 1-3 record in non-district play. The foes formidable, obviously, but 3 straight losses after the opening win against Cedar Park here at home, 21-7, 49-42 at Temple, and then obviously the 35-17 loss at A&M Consolidated, and now a home loss here to wrap up what is a trio of games that Westlake definitely played well in the first half, was able to establish some sort of identity, but by the second half, the other team, their opponents, try to dial up a little bit of extra opportunity to make the adjustments at the half. And once again, Westlake unsuccessful, but really the key in the second half and really the first moments of the third quarter, John, turnovers. And turnovers will kill you. Darren Allman said before he went to the locker room, we've taken care of the football. That did not happen in the second half.
Yeah, and there's a reason why Cibolo Steele is number 5 in the state, and that's because they have talent. When you're playing a team that has the talent of Cibolo Steele, you cannot shoot yourselves in the foot with turnovers, costly penalties, drop snaps, and those sort of mental mistakes. And that's what Westlake did in the second half, and Steele, being as good as they are, were able to take advantage and really take advantage in a big way, outscoring 28-0 in the second half.
We will go ahead and take a quick timeout. It'll be a 1-minute timeout as we await the thoughts of head coach Darren Allman. No doubt a tough pill to swallow, but the final score from Chaparral Stadium, Cibolo Steele 35, Westlake 10. And we'll take a quick timeout and come back with the final thoughts of Darren Allman as we close out the television broadcast and, of course, continue with our radio coverage live on the BMW of Austin drive home. Once again, your final score, Cibolo Steele 35, Westlake 10. We'll be back in 60 seconds. This is Westlake football.
On game days, you see me running out here with close to 100 other people. It's a team effort. It takes all of us to make UT football a success. It's a lot like you and your finances. You need to surround yourself with the best people in the business. That's where University Federal Credit Union comes in. The UFCU team works hard to make sure your financial game plan is always in shape. University of Texas Athletics and University Federal. So close, we share the same name.
Well, the alma mater playing now, and we will head to the sidelines here. Matt Nader with Darren Allman.
Allman, tough early schedule. We're going into district play. What have you learned about your team in the first 4 games, and what do we need to do going forward?
Well, I've learned we still have a long way to go, and that's obvious. You know, we've got a lot of maturing and growing up to do, and that was the case there in the second half where, really the schemes didn't change, the players didn't change, none of the calls changed. We just, against a good football team, we gave them a lot of opportunities to win this football game, and they didn't need any help from us. They're good enough, and so for us to help teams like that with penalties, we had 2 personal foul penalties. We had a turnover, gave them the ball on our own 20, misaligned in a common formation, left a guy wide open because we weren't lined up right. Just several things there in the second half that are kind of unexplainable. But, again, it is what it is, and it's a sign that, we've got a lot of work to do mentally, and our concentration in the second half is not good. And so it's our job as coaches to get it fixed, and we'll do our best. We plan on doing that, and I'm glad district play's getting here. That's been a meat grinder, that schedule, but we knew it was going to, and we can't help but grow up a little bit from the games that we've played. And so we're looking forward to getting district play started next week against Bowie, and these games will start counting now. Of course they all do. We want to win all of our games, but we're playing for a championship now. We want to put ourselves in a position, number one, to get in the playoffs, but we really want to go win a district championship. I think if we can do that and run through district and get everything turned, and that'll help us forget a little bit about the non-district schedule and the way we hadn't finished in the second half.
All right, yes, sir. Good luck going into district.
Matt Nader down on the sidelines with Darren Allman, and obviously as we welcome you back into the UFCU broadcast booth here at Chaparral Stadium, Joe Taylor alongside John Nidell, and it's pretty simple. Grow up, and that's exactly what Westlake needs to do. You heard it from Darren Allman. Certainly, definitely the theme of the second half, really just lack of concentration. You heard about some of the mistakes that were made mentally and physically. Right now it's just about realizing that the first half of the season is over, and coaches always like to break the season down into 3 different seasons. You have the non-district season, the district season, and then the real season starts with playoffs. And right now, I'm sure the Westlake faithful and the Westlake Chaparrals themselves happy that non-district is over. It's time to move on.
Yeah, and if you're a Westlake fan, you got to like the comments by Coach Allman. He acknowledges the mistakes. He acknowledges that there's a lack of concentration in the second half. He acknowledges the penalties and the turnovers that need to be fixed. It's just a matter of going to the practice field, fixing those problems, and going into district play, you're facing some teams here in the next couple of weeks, able to work on some things, and we'll see a better team here late in the second half of the season.
Absolutely, and we get homecoming out of the way early. The third home game for the Westlake Chaparrals will be the Bowie Bulldogs, and it will be homecoming, so there'll be some extra excitement, and Bowie always brings a good crowd and a good football team, as Jeff Abel is really creating a dynasty at Bowie with a lot of folks that have been at the program a long time, and some of the folks that have played in the program coming back to coach, so it's always a tradition-rich ball game between Westlake and Bowie. We will have it for you live, of course, on the radio and on television as well. We thank all of you for watching on YNN Sports Cable Channel 1509, the Sunday replay at 9 a.m. Make sure you catch all the sights and sounds of Cibolo Steele and Westlake. But again, the final score here from Chaparral Stadium, 35-10, Cibolo Steele, the number 5 team in the state, taking care of Westlake at home. Westlake falling to 1-3 in non-district play. Cibolo Steele keeping that perfect record going into District 28 5A play. They are 4-0 as they start their district run and, of course, their playoff run towards trying to repeat and get back to the state finals. But that will do it here from Chaparral Stadium on the TV side. For John Idell, Matt Nader, Abe Garcia, and the good folks at Chaps TV, I'm Joe Taylor. We say goodnight from Chaparral Stadium. Stay tuned for our post-game coverage on the radio side, but in TV land, we say goodnight from the hills of Westlake.